Surely think we foolish.
They underestimate we.
They underestimate we.
They think we are stupid.
They think we are stupid.
Ah, Stelzy. Defend EVP. Ah, Moses. All foreign business. It has to be gas and the corona. Young and the prime minister. It has to be gas and the corona.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check.
Gas and the corona.
It's 9 minutes past the hour over 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio in studio. Hey, Mickie, a pleasant good morning to you. You're the first one this morning, man. Carmen, good morning, Nancy. Do that, good morning. Roger, good morning to you, Troy. Nadira, good morning to you. Ryan, Nick Chady, a pleasant good morning. Michael Scotton, good morning. Janelle. Anne Brown, good morning. Kenrick Passad, good morning. Dennis. Desmond Hines, good morning.
Came out and was an uproar.
Hey, Mr. Passad, good morning.
That topic.
Hey, Piggy, good morning, Piggy. Anne.
The real
Really hell.
they could sanction me. Aruba say
Where the hell? Piggy,
they don't
morning. Who wanna get on him for?
have to be gas and the corona.
You go tell me where you from? What part of train are you from?
Young and the prime minister.
Where you get that name? Where you put that name there for Piggy? Are you real name? Hey, Piggy Ann?
It wasn't
Hey, Mubarak, good morning, morning. Hey, Troy Smith, good morning. Fred Khan, good morning to you, Radhika. Ronald Wilson, good morning. Anne Marie. Dulal Chan, good morning to you. And Mr. Blaine, good morning to Anne Marie. Amen one time.
line on the line.
Marilyn Sicharan.
The line.
Matilda Rhodes. Hey, Krishna, good morning, Judy. Pringala, good morning. Pearl Danielson, good morning to you, Samantha.
The line on the line. The line on the line.
Hey, Giovanni, good morning, Ja Group. Hey, Ishmael Khan, good morning.
You open up the borders. For them see and find further.
Oh boy, Rambo, Ali, a pleasant good morning to you.
This was
Betty, go. Betty, good morning. Ram Kisun.
no health officer. And people asking.
Stefan, good morning.
It got to be gas and the corona.
Hey, Fufu, good morning, Fufu.
Young and the prime.
Rajan, good morning. You say you don't appeal your thing. Portia, John Charles, good morning. Danny, good morning to you.
The corona. Trinidad to
Ramit, good morning to you.
end up in Venezuela. Don't feel me foolish. Rowdy think we dotish. They
Hey, look at Nick Chady, say a Air India flight from India to the UK. 240 lives on board. Crash after taking off in a residential area. Wow. And then I hear the next thing they about
foreign business.
America and Israel going and attack Iran. That's the next thing I hear. So let's go keep them updated and all them thing there.
It have to be gas in
Hey, Gobin, Lakshmi Diala, good morning.
It wasn't pasa. Gas in the corona.
Hey, Glorious, Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, Venture, good morning to you. Jillian John, good morning.
Discuss what's up.
Anne Brown, I tell you morning already.
What's up?
Hey, Stanford Thomas, a pleasant good morning to you. Margaret, good morning. Naz Ali and Mr. Ali, a pleasant good morning. Gemma Phillip, good morning.
And people,
Crystal Fernandez, good morning. Karma,
everybody lying. It got to be
Ahmed, a pleasant good morning. Hey, Sukai, all of you, good morning.
Mister. It have to be
Hey, Haridas, good morning to you. Nigel
causing pasa.
Kwashi. Nigel Kwashi.
Gas in the Corona.
I know that name, man.
Trinidad to
Nigel Kwashi. I wonder if that is my partner, boy.
it got to be gas in the Corona.
Nigel Kwashi, I think, yeah. Anyhow, let me go.
Don't feel me foolish.
Hey, Darren Daniel.
Foolish.
Rowley think we dotish.
Probably think we don't take
Darren Daniel, a pleasant good morning to my brother. Been long.
it.
They think we real stupid.
They think we rescue, baby.
Ah, Stancy.
Hey, Neil De Silva. And Delia, all of you. Valencia Western House, a pleasant good morning to you all.
This
Over the little one, getting ready for school.
in business.
Is it raining on your side?
It got to be gas in the Corona.
Matter of fact, what part of Trinidad and Tobago is raining today? Only will let me know too.
Minister. It have to be gas in the Corona.
It's raining where I am.
It causing pasa. It got to be
Nigel Black, good morning. Monica, good morning. Vishnu, good morning.
Aruba. It got to be gas in the Corona. End up in Venezuela.
Hey, Wendy Ann, good morning to you.
Si, senor.
Si, senor.
Si, senor.
Hey, Bujam John, Philip, good morning, my brother. I don't tell Marilyn Sicharan and all of them morning. Frank Andy, good morning. Babulal.
Si, senor.
Rada, good morning to you. Hey, Daisy, good morning. Glorious Scholar, good morning to you.
Ambassador.
The U.S. ambassador.
Came out and caused a uproar.
Hey, Cindy Mohan, good morning.
He said this kind of
Hey, Kenny Moody, good morning.
he don't discuss in public.
We don't discuss it public.
Benja, good morning to you. Let me say a pleasant good morning to baby teacher Balmain. Vidya, good morning to you. From Vancouver and Vidya. Cyril, good morning.
It got to be gas in the Corona. Young and the Prime Minister.
Theodore, good morning to you, Theodore.
It causing pasa.
Wayne Harris, good morning. Edwin.
Trinidad to Aruba.
Hey, Trini Nairo, good morning to you. Sensible, good morning. Hey, Khan, good morning to you.
End up in Venezuela.
Stand right after. Nancy, good morning. Karen, die Rambolian and Karen, good morning. Michael GP, good morning. Lara, good morning to you.
They line and the line. They line and the line. They line and the line.
Arnold Tiloxian, good morning. Hey, Salome Mary Davis, good morning.
Bang, bang, bang.
Open up the borders.
So open up the borders.
Hey, Gail Charles, a pleasant good morning to you.
See our 5 others.
Bernadette, good morning, all Bernadette.
This COVID meeting.
Discuss what's happening.
Discuss what's
Hey,
up.
Zoretta, good morning to you. What are we talking about?
No health officer. And people asking.
Raymond, good morning. Joyce, good morning to you.
It got to be gas in the Corona. Young and the Prime Minister. It have to be gas in the Corona.
Youngest Joseph Small, good morning.
Gas in the Corona. Trinidad to Aruba.
Oh, all who don't know, there's already Pitbull singing here, you know.
Gas in the Corona. End up in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Don't feel me.
Song nice, all you tell me.
Don't feel we foolish.
Rowley think we dotish.
Probably think we don't.
Hey, Nigel George, good morning.
Mate, we.
They underestimate we.
They think we real stupid.
They think we
Hey, Victoria Davidson. Morning to you, Chris.
Defend EVP.
Mahabia. Hey, Damien Acton Vincent, good morning. Pingala, I don't tell you morning already.
Business. It's got to be gas in the Corona.
Hey, Farmer Kane Farmer.
Young and the Prime Minister.
Anderson Wilson and the Beatam there and his wife, all of you.
Yes, it-
And all the Beatam people at Talokon, good morning.
It wasn't pasa.
We've got to be
Gas in the Corona. Trinidad to Aruba.
We've got to be
Gas in the
Hey, Selector KIE.
end up in Venezuela.
Alan Hercules, good morning. Chupati. Ann Passard, good morning, boy. Selwyn Batiste, good morning. All Margarets, good morning. Roma Price, a pleasant good morning to you.
Sí, señor.
Si, senor.
Sí, señor.
I say si, senor. Hey, Richard Jr. saying good morning.
The U.S. ambassador
The U.S. ambassador
came out and caused a uproar.
came out and caused a uproar.
He said this kind of topic
He said this kind of topic
he don't discuss in public.
he don't discuss in public.
The Rio Treaty.
That we talking about. They sanction we.
Aruba said they don't know nothing. It got to be gas in the Corona.
Sukraj, good morning. Tara, all Tara's good morning.
Minister. It
Nick, Nesta, good morning.
It wasn't pasa.
Don't tell Grace morning already.
The Corona. Trinidad to Aruba.
We've got to be
Gas in the Corona.
I want exam Marach. Good morning.
Venezuela.
Hey, Todd Gray, good morning to you. Lion and the lion.
Line and the line.
The lion and the lion. Maureen, good morning.
The line and the line.
The lion and the lion. Angela, good morning. All videos, good morning. Hafina.
The line and the line.
Hey, Hafina, good morning.
The line and the line. The line and the line.
Uncle Breeze, good morning. Elizabeth Lamb, good morning, good morning, good morning. Joyce, good morning. Sandy Jones, good morning.
So open up the borders.
For Del C and 5 others
For them see and 5 others.
who have this COVID meeting
To have this COVID meeting.
to discuss what's happening
To discuss what's happening.
without a doctor.
Hey, Ashmir,
It's a
good morning.
and people asking.
Ashmir say good morning, Gong Report family. Always log on the People's Parliament.
Gas in the Corona.
Gas in the Corona. Kamala Bisesa, good morning. Kamala Bisesa say good morning to all. Calvary Spirit, good morning to you.
Gas in the Corona. Trinidad to Aruba.
Hey, Rishirama Rampasad, good morning.
The Corona.
Gas in the Corona.
End up in Venezuela.
End up in Venezuela.
Don't feel me foolish.
Young feel we foolish.
Rowley think we dotish.
Rowley think we dotish.
They underestimate we.
They underestimate we.
They think we real stupid.
They think we real stupid.
Stency. Defend.
Hey, Jacqueline Sammy, a pleasant good morning to you.
Moses.
Hey, Sokdir. Duki, good morning. Joanne, good morning.
It got to be gas in the
Nice.
Yo,
I'm done there for now. Let me watch now on my phone.
it have to be gas in the Corona. It wasn't pasa.
We've got to be
Gas in the Corona.
Everybody else late.
Trinidad to Aruba.
We've got to be
Chanja Benjamin. Morning again.
End up in Venezuela. Sí, señor.
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 The U.S. ambassador.
The U.S. ambassador
Came out and caused a uproar.
came out and caused an uproar.
He said this kind of topic.
He said this kind of topic.
He don't discuss in public.
We don't discuss it public.
The Rio Treaty. It could sanction we. Aruba said.
Angie Roberts, good morning, Angie. And not forgetting Miss Brooklyn, good morning.
Gas in the Corona. Young and the Prime Minister. It have to be gas in the Corona. It causing pasa.
Tune boy. Well, let the pit boy, let me play this tune again, there, boy. I play my thing sometime, you know. Yeah, they. If I play it sometime. Yeah, I play it sometime, man. It was a good selection, man. We come and win the election, eh? That is good. Let me listen to the pit bull there a little bit while I'm setting up these scenes here, man. Yeah. Well, morning, caller. This caller calling early.
Hello?
A pleasant good morning to you,
Who's
caller.
that?
Morning to
Who's
you.
this? Ali?
Morning to you, caller.
Morning. How are you?
I'm all right.
Morning.
Morning.
Happening?
I'm all right. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Yes, the first
I want to know
caller.
where do the coconut? The coconut.
We go talk about that coconut. I go. Oh boy. You're still in the pitbull of radio. Sing by.
Open up the borders.
So open up the borders.
For Delcy and 5 others.
For them see and 5 others.
Who have this COVID meeting.
To have this COVID meeting.
To discuss what's happening.
To discuss what's happening.
Without a doctor. No health officer. And people asking. Everybody lying. It got to be gas in the Corona. Young and the Prime Minister. It have to be gas in the Corona. It causing pasa. Gas in the Corona. Trinidad to Aruba.
We've got to be
Gas in the Corona. End up in Venezuela. Don't feel me foolish.
young feeling foolish.
Rowley think we dotish.
Probably think we dotish.
They underestimate we.
They underestimate we.
They think we real stupidity.
They think we real stupid.
Ask Delcy. Defend the VP. Ask Moses. For foreign business. It got to be gas in the Corona.
Corona.
Young and the Prime Minister. It have to be gas in the Corona.
Gas in the Corona.
Causing pasa.
We've got to be
Gas in the Corona. Trinidad to Aruba.
we've got to be
Gas in the Corona. End up in Venezuela. Sí, señor. Sí, señor. Sí, señor. Sí, señor.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Mikey. Andy, you come to defend P&M contractors and them out. We talk about the UNC activists, the ground troops who was cussing for the last 9-10 years. Them one contract, COP one contract, and the SIN one contract, KFC with a European contract. I have family to feed. And they will have to do with that now. It's we turn now. When UNC win, everybody win. But see what the activists and the supporters, let them P and them Graham Hall, bust the throat, because they're doing us busting UNC people throat. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Mikey. Andy, you come to defend P&M activists with conscience.
Oh God, me defending nobody, boy. Me and Lennox had the talk, boy. We was just telling all about all the options. I the prime minister. If it's up to me, I go and I throw out all them board members who ain't gone. All them contract political appointees, I done deal with it. Me business who watch me, however, I done lick up Hilara too, the Hilara man. The central bank government, I done lick up already too. Me. What we was doing is telling you the truth, how it goes when it comes to legal documents. We was telling you all what is the options that the now government have based on people contracts and the situation that the government is in. Based on some people are contracts going into a year from now, so it's either the government pay them off or they close down the entity, and that's what I think. So it was just straight talk. Telling you the truth and mean that I defending PNM matter. I go organize like a PNM to now want to defend PNM. Come better than that, Dave Triple G. I'm going to continue them voice notes from yesterday again that I didn't get to play. I not hear you there again. You only talking about I defending damn contracts. You defending nothing? Alright, let me finish off these voice notes them there, boy.
Morning, Andy. Good morning, Andy. I sent you a video there concerning the apartheid thing, what happened in South Africa, right? For Barack Obama. So you're talking about how America helped the apartheid and so on. It is not true. He heard from Nelson Mandela's mouth himself. Send the video there for you.
Or somebody had sent a message, Pina, let's say, Andy, check and see if he can be demoted. He's talking about the central bank governor. If the central bank governor could be demoted. But I may think so neither, you know. It look like the NC's president had a thing on the load, like you see the do Joe Walla. So that is what we got to do here. You just can't get rid of them just so. Them is like them like the two that he come like the public prosecutor, this the DPP, and then people later people they can't get rid of just so.
Good morning, Ground Report.
Judges and they can't get rid of them
Good
just
morning
so.
to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Please listen. It is time now that we all stop buying these local newspapers. Stop. Get rid of them.
Morning caller. Morning caller.
Yeah, hello, you hear me?
Yeah, caller, morning.
Yeah, Andy. Blessed morning to you, my brother. Mickie K. Lennox Smith. Are you hearing me say?
Hey, reporter.
Yeah.
I didn't know it's you, but hey, this Squashy, Nigel Squashy, I know he ain't.
Yeah, that's my blood.
Right, I know. I'm trying to put the face, you know. Nigel Squashy, he had plats at that point or something, so?
Yeah, he had plats and thing in here. He's a heavy UNC from mover.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember him, boy. And he used to be moving with the children and thing too.
Yeah. You know he for sure, and you know he for sure. You know if you know me, right?
Oh.
But I want to say this morning, I hope you hear me loud and clear on this program this morning. Now, Andy, you know I am man that's be a part of the CPEP too, because all they was out there with me and all they had me out there with all them. And what we are trying.
Reporter, I'm glad you're talking that. Correct Triple G and let Triple G know yesterday, no way. We defending PNM contractors and them that stupid talk they we know talk they. We was just explaining to them what is the procedures and what's going on right now.
We were them gone since the election day. We wanted them gone, but there's a policy. You see, right now I compliment Mr. Lisha Aming and Mr. Barry Padorat for making it clear. Now there's a whole piece of rhetoric between this PNM thing with this CPEP thing. There is where the PNM is mobilized the ground from. So that is why they come and they give some last lap extension and contract. Some of the contractors and them right now, they are naturally running the CPEP like a prison gang. They have it in a chain gang, something like, especially in the East-West corridor, all in Mova and Belmont. All these projects, these CPEP projects and them there, they're trying to keep the people them in a kind of way like the UNC go to them something. And let me tell you something, people of Trinidad and Tobago. The only people that will have issues with CPEP is the contractor. He, his barrow, his rake, and his shovel, and his blind. Them is the thing having problem. They must remove themselves from office soon. The government can't just run them just so they run them just so they have to pay them off for the data up to the contractor, which is just the contractor alone. That is clear as ever, but the government agenda is to remove them to get their work done properly. And remember, in '86, when the PNM was getting themselves ready for election, I was working at St. James and I watched the Jamaat was training, running up Ethel Street, running along by the police station and running back to the Jamaat, and nobody said nothing. You know why? Because the NAR leave the PNM people in position where they were for a while. This is what we have to do. The government must press forward in a way, do it the proper way, and put people in place that is going to carry on the government priority. These CPEP contractors, they are not going to make sure the PNM have a long time in a position. Their agenda is to try, you notice they come with a Maduro talk now in the country about Maduro, and I want to compliment the Prime Minister for making the stand she make. You understand? Don't get tied up with this PNM. This PNM cannot come back in office, and the only way to bury that snake is to move those contractors from office with the government. And I want to say this too, some of these contractors running these projects and them with barely have tools.
Yeah, but not only CPEP, you have all political appointed positions. The people have to go.
That is a fact. That is a fact they must go back. I want to deal more. I know you always going to deal with those other parts with these state boards and things, but you see these CPEP, the ground troops, they can mobilize them to come up with all kind of stupidness. And if they come with vote and no confidence, they can mobilize the CPEP people to be there. And I'll tell you, CPEP workers, the contractor been hired by the state just as you. Just as you. So don't let them come and fool you and make you feel he's going to lose no job. You're not going to lose no job. You understand? Because the country have to stay clean. You understand? And I will leave it there for the while. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Bless.
Good morning, Ground Report. Good morning to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Please listen. It is time now that we all stop buying these local newspapers. Stop. Get rid of them. too much of propaganda from the PNM to those newspapers. Get rid of them. Express, Guardian, Newsday, everything. Stop buying. Stop buying. If we want to get rid of the 1%, stop buying again. Stop supporting all these Starbucks and KFC and all those different little, all those outlets out there that belongs to the 1%. And we're going to get down to Ansa Makal and everybody else, one after the other as the years go by. We need to get them down, bring them right down.
Morning, caller.
This is Miss Brooklyn. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Brooklyn.
I just listening the vibes. I listening the vibes. It's songing nice in the name of Jesus.
Nice, nice. Everybody
love in the house. Love in the house.
Love in the house. You are wrong long time, you know.
Long time, my boy. Sometimes I come down here and I go no way. But you know, a day, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing for everybody. Oh, having Father's Day.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Happy Father's Day.
It's a blessing.
Coming from me.
It's a blessing the PNM loss.
It's a best. That's right. The loss. What are we doing? It's loss. But something will come in the name of Jesus, man.
Yes.
Hard work is slow but sure. Eat little bit and live long. Your days gonna be longer. Yes. That's how I go up. Right?
All right.
So all who haven't brothers today, happy birthday. It's a blessing. All the Father's Day is coming up on Sunday the 15th. Happy Father's Day to everybody in the whole wide world. Bye-bye.
All right, Father's Day Sunday coming here. I forget that already.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. The whole thing about it, they cannot run this country. They're not in charge of the government, but they still want to be at the top. You know, because all of a sudden everybody know what they have to do or what they should have done or what they should do and all this kind of stuff. But they certainly cannot govern this country, but they want to be at the top because they feel that this is PNM country. That's the whole thing about it. You all have a great day.
Yeah. All of a sudden, them are the answers for everything. All of you, them are the answers for everything now. Marva Gonzalez, everybody. Faris, Awari, everybody. All of them are the answers for everything now. While in opposition at... Let me continue, yes? Go ahead, Carnage.
Andy, pleasant morning, brother.
Morning. Where's the latest?
Pleasant good morning.
Where's the latest with the man in Tobago? The Tobago man will get killed. The old man.
No, well, I ain't get nothing upon this yet. I ain't get nothing on this. But here is Andy. Trinidad and Tobago, pleasant good morning. Mickie K. Lennox Smith, pleasant good morning to you all. Andy, this central bank man, Andy, and them board and them, what do we want to move on these? Andy, what we had to do, we had to support the OWTU. We had to go out there and we had to go out there and demand that they go or something. We had to mobilize ourselves because people voted for a change in government. And if it had wanted a democratic process, all these people know to themselves that they were appointed by the previous administration, but now the previous administration out of office, they do not want to leave to give the next
administration the opportunity to do what is best to bring Trinidad and Tobago forward. So what is we have to do, my brother?
Well,
This
boy,
man in
I
Central
don't know
Bank
where they had to come up with something. Man,
but we have to do something, brother. We have to do something. We have to do something because all you know.
Some of them legally there. They had their paperwork.
Yeah, well, who legally there? Who legally there? The wise minds, like the Honorable Prime Minister and she team, they will deal with that. But this next set of board where you want to come out there and come on, people. They were appointed by. So why now they don't want to go? Why the Antec board don't want to go? Why the Sada board don't want to go? Why? And yeah, when we talking about long, when we talking about this one and that one, all you remember, carnage always there, you know, from the beginning, you know. Anything we have in carnage present, you know. And now I willing, if I continue doing what I'm doing, to make sure that the place change. We have to change this country, Trinidad and Tobago. We have to. We can't afford for PNM to lose the election on paper, but deep down inside, they're still in power because the board and them don't want to go. By the tentacles, they want to leave there. They want to leave the tentacles there, so let we do something, or let come up with something and mobilize the people, let we do something, or not violence, nothing bad, but the right thing. So let we do something together because they had to go. By all means necessary, they had to go for the government to do what they're supposed to do and to make sure and to know how the country running financially and everything. The central bank, man, something, use the court, do something, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning again, people.
Thank you. Somebody say NLC board and all that to go. But they're not going. Nobody want to move. And the government people, the government activists, the government workers, the government army of loyal soldiers that understands the government policies and programs, ready to get in, they're ready to walk, they're ready to be paid. Plain talk, bad manners, man mouth dry. Nobody saying it. Work to be paid. Hard work helping the government implement their policies, doing the right thing, and collecting a pay. Nobody hell, real people looking for it, you know. But I don't know what they're going with. All we could do right now is just talk. I said try Triple G, but Triple G only bought about. And they made that one by Andy by. No partner. I just and me and Lennox was just laying only know what time it is. It was up to me. I fork up all of them out of there already. I don't fork them up out of there. Fork I'm talking about, you know, the fork now, the garden fork. I garden fork them up out of there already. Rain falling in Central. All right, Michael GP.
Good morning to the ground report. I would like the Minister of Health to hear what I have to say with his voice note this morning, because there's a situation in the Salangani hospital with my sister-in-law. This is about 4th time she went to the hospital and they put her on a chair to sit down for 2 days and then sent she back home the first time. The second time she went to sit down, she sit down for about 3 days and they sent she back home. The third time she went, they keep her until 11 o'clock in the night, then call the daughter and they discharge her. Well, she feeling pain, real bad pain across her belly and thing. Eventually they go to a private doctor down El Dorado and they spend $3,500 on doing tests and thing. Well, the doctor then come up to say they see a mass by the kidney and also she's suffering from gallstone. So the doctor give them a letter immediately to go to the hospital, an emergency letter, to keep her and to do the CT scan and whatnot. You know, they keep the lady for a whole day and they sent she back home without doing the CT scan and say she had to get somebody who had to come and check she was, and right now the lady home in real pain. So that is 4 times they do her that, and she have real pain right now. So I'm calling on the Minister of Health, if he could look into that. It happened at the Standing Granny Hospital, right? And it's real bad because right now the lady ain't know what to do, and she have a backup of tools in her body system also, and that could kill her. So I just hope that the Minister of Health could get this voice note, and if somehow all you could talk to Mr. Smith or what and tell him what's going on, because that's a real serious issue in the Standing Granny Hospital. Thank you, sir.
And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting.
What a short, nice voice note, boy. Way.
And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting.
Good morning to the Ground Report. Andy, Lennox, morning. Good morning to the Ground Report. Andy, Lennox, and the other.
Oh boy, go ahead, caller, go ahead. I'll play them voice notes after they. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Where you calling from? What's your contribution?
I calling from the Labas. You know, they have plenty landfill, not the one in Clark Sunday.
The Bitam.
Yeah, I calling from the Bitam. Yes. Good morning, Andy, Lennox Smith. Lennox Smith, you ever said what I read today? Oh God, I just want to take a whole over. Mickie K, morning, always late. Oh God, boy. But oh God, we UNC supporters, Andy, we don't want to go into 11 years suffering. So my advice to the UNC, now listen.
No, but what you that do? Remember, at the end of the day,
no, we know the legal aspect of it. We know
right?
the legal aspect of it because in UNC time, UNC they run and do it too. Me need to pick up for no PNN, right? But we have to look at the legal aspect of this situation, and let's have a way probably. I can't really advise them too much on it. I know body law, but what I can say, they have a way they could. They must have a way they could do something whatsoever to comfort those that seek employment. Now, Andy, my advice to them, newly before election, was at the highest 700, the UNC have sent them home. Applaud the UNC for that.
Applaud the Minister of Public Utilities for that. Applaud the administration for that. But why 700? Listen, a reporter up here listening, Carnage Morning, KFC, Kunji, and I want all you to tell me this makes sense. Why 700 WASA workers were sent home? How about hiring 400 UNC activists, 400 UNC supporters and put them back there in WASA? But the same money was utilizing to pay them. But it was just budget to pay them throughout, whether annually, physical, year, or what. They sent them 700 PLN, and I glad for that. That made me happy, yes. The administration is working. How about, not 400, how about hiring 300 UNC supporters back in Wassa? But it was contractors or listener, managers, whatnot. How about hiring, again, 200. 200! It never to alleviate certain situation. And we need to multitask. Look it up. We need to multitask this situation. The UNC supporters, activists who was there out, even before the 10 years, who are in to take the contract. The girl who was working in MTS, just before you lose your position and so you make loss of work by opening a gate and scratching the government vehicle. The protection workers, the woman who had them used to sell the time and ball and the doubles outside protection. It have areas that much as we sending home, and I think the NLC board, National Lottery Board, I believe that shift wrong. It have a new chairman there right now, an Indian minister. I've seen policy on a daily basis. So, thought, but think, put it in all head, and let me see who vexed this morning. Anderson said that. So I call it on the UNC. He's $700 sent home, hire 400 UNC. Let me hear all you know. You see, all you don't think, you know. Don't think. And what their suggestion, Anderson came a bit, because he from the lab answer, let me hear how much all you hate it.
Good morning to the Ground Report. Andy, Lennox, and the other guests, good morning. I heard that I was talking about the CPEP and URP, right? CPEP is doing a very good job. Right now, only in the rain, they cut us in. Up to yesterday, when I was having rain off, CPEP was cleaning up in the rain. The URP will be doing the same thing. So it will make no sense close on URP or CPEP because that is where people income coming from. Right? I know a lot of people who work in CPEP and URP and they're doing a very good work. The only problem is just that they could go into the Port of Spain and think we'll have all kind of grass and things. They're supposed to have people to cut last day. Right? But I would not agree with them closing on CPEP nor URP because that work, the road itself very clean. And I against anybody who talk about shutting down URP and CPEP.
I agree with you on that one too. Can't shut down the two things. Can't. Again, let me see how they're going to do it because it have UNC people that take it in. How they say, eh? Boy, where we go see? What does you all from burners other than the boards are to go, this are to go, that to go, this, that. What's your front burners and what's going on in the country? What's supposed to make news that not making news? Let's hear.
Hey, Andy, I forgot to ask you. can you find out if they will ever change the old $100? Because a lot of people still end up with $100 when they not change. And when they go to the bank said they're not changing it. You're only changing the $20 and the filers and things. But I was wondering, a lot of people still end up with the TT old $100 now, who was not.
I just only had to call back and finish the contribution.
In Trinidad. And they came back and somebody wanted to throw away the money. So I want to know if they had changed, if they're still changing the $100 and who we could turn to. Hello. Hey Randy, I would like to find out if anybody have any idea which part to change the $100 and then the old $100, because since this government take over, people ain't got no money. People end up with money, old money, and they can't change it. They got to throw it away. So I was wondering if anybody could give me an idea which part could get changed.
See how PNM Jumbie still around all there. Remember, it's not just we go only feel the impact of the new government maybe 6-7 a year from now. First, it have work to do. And right now, people looking to see if they can get a whole $100 change and all. Yes, that is up to the government if this new government, if they want to give that blind all, it's up to them. And real people have whole $100 to change. They could do that money now.
Andy, good morning. According to this fella who just called and said the PM is targeting the black kids. All they have to fix that problem, let the black kids correct themselves. Stop doing the wrong things. So if you're targeting the black, no, we are not targeting the black kids. They are doing it for themselves. They're targeting themselves. What a stupid people they are, boy. All right, Andy. Okay, Andy, one more thing I forget. Yeah, the parents have to need to fix that. Don't come out and borrow black people. If you know that the black people are causing the trouble, let the parents fix it, because the other race people are fixing themselves and talking to the kids. So what the media don't want to target that dummy, that dumbbell, that idiot, talking about whoever talking about black kids. Okay. We are not targeting them. Tell the parents, fix the kids and straighten the kids. All right, Andy, later.
Andy, good morning to the Ground Report family and each and every one of you all. Mickie, Lennox, and yourself. Good morning. Right now, the whole thing about it, think about it when Basipane was in power and he lose the election and Manning come over. What did Manning do with Petro Train? He sent home everybody and he said it's not Petro Train, it's Petro Singh. But get rid of Hilaire, he just holding back power, holding back production, get rid of he and send he home. If we had a fight, we would fight in court. And right now we're not doing anything to, if the Prime Minister asking you about a concerning the affairs of the country and you can't think, and you the man who's supposed to be passing on the information and you want to pass it out, get rid of he just holding back production. We go see about that after, man.
All right, somebody say no, Andy, they cannot change the old notes. It have a lot of corruption, old notes. Oh boy. Nadira say, Andy, you are on Gael TV, make your introduction. A pleasant good morning to you, all of you, the viewers on Gael, Trinidad and Tobago, Gael, the Caribbean. A pleasant good morning to you all and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Ground Report, your favorite program. Don't forget, when you log on, call a friend, call a family, call a cousin, call a brother, call everybody, and let them know where they can find the Ground Report. And if they don't have Flow or Amplay and those things, let them know they can get the Ground Report on Real Media TT Facebook, Real Media TT YouTube, and all of you who log on can get us from 6 o'clock an hour before on social media, Facebook or YouTube. Real Media TT, Facebook, YouTube. The Ground Report. Just put in The Ground Report on YouTube. Corridor Transmission YouTube. Workers' Right Platform on YouTube. Just YouTube it down, man. Right. Somebody say, I suggest the government hire their own contractors as supervisors over the P&M contractors. That will take a lot of money. That will take a lot. So it's best to think. Morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Andy William. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Ground Report to all the brothers there. My friend Bona is that tomorrow we're going to have a parliament where they're going to disclose all the Auditor General report with respect to what happened with the past government. Also, with respect to some of these people on the board and the suggestions and so on, they have to do the right thing and get out of their position, because that is how governments operate. When a government change,
go ahead now, boy. When a government change what? The weather, boy. I ain't any at all. Ah, boy. I also see any here Trinidad and Tobago. That voice need what I'm going to listen to. Right. Guyana considers plan to refine oil in USA. Import fuel and import fuel. Right, what it is saying. Yeah, Ghana is considering a plan to export crude oil to the United States for refining and to bring back fuel for domestic supply. For domestic supply and possibility of sales to nearby countries. Well, boy, I only hope they'll give you a deal, yes? Let me find we go back up and run and only give you a deal. Ghana President Mr. Ali said at a press conference in Houston on Tuesday. Ghana has one of the most of the world's fastest growing economy thanks to repeatedly raising oil input at the country's what? Got that. We real. I only hope that we don't give you a deal, you know. Ah boy. Alright. I hope they give you a deal. Alright, let me continue there.
Andy, with the man in the central bank behaving as he should, and like Colin, but who have all to lose, don't you think we should put a guard on the lady who deals with accountability? Don't you think that? I think it's about time Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa put guards with her to secure that lady life. She knows all what's happening there, and they have no reason for her to be there. We have to be very particular now in this criminal society that the P&M, to me, encourage, because we see what's going on in schools and we see what's going on in society. And we have to do something. What's your take on it? We have to put guard on that lady. We have to put it. I don't trust those people who have everything to lose. Why you think the man in the Twin Towers financial thing staying together? Why you think he want to stay put to hide all the criminal activities, financial criminal activities within that department? Come on, Andy. Come on, let us all call for security for this woman. Andy, the Auditor General should be guarded at all costs and with all strength that we have. Yes. So, Andy, are you all saying the parents of the children who are being battered and bruised, they should take their own action? Because you all suddenly find that this and find that, and they can't see about the children. Who you want to see about the children? Who lie down in bed and made them? Why that must be? I make my children and they must all be allowed to abuse them. So I make my children for them to abuse. So shouldn't the parents of the abused children take the law in their own hand? answer we now.
No, the parents abuse children. Those who was to talk in their own hand. Remember, we come to the decision that the parents should be charged with the children too. That's what we think too. But again, the lawmakers and the government and them will organize and know what policy they'll go with. If it's up to me, I'm opening boot camps because we have a 2-3 lost generation to bring back a kind of moral and spiritual values in the country, make it mandatory that every citizen in the least school, if they ain't going on further their education or what, that they have to serve in the army, go get to the defense force, get in the defense force, to start to forcefully bring back a kind of discipline.
So, Andy, are you all saying the parents of the children who are...
Oh God, I don't hear you already, they girl. No, we ain't say that, we ain't say that, we ain't say that. We can't say that at all, right?
Yeah, morning again to the ground report. But I know plenty children will come from good home and things like this is a child I know. He come from a good home, his parents, his mother is a police officer, his father is working in an insurance place, and either just try to give him everything he want. And when he out there on the road and thing in his school clothes, he's a terrorist, but he's a menace. It just give you real trouble. And like your parents and them like they so spoil him like whatever he do is like they don't matter. So I know plenty children will come from good home and just do stupidness. But like I said, it go back to the parents where like the spoiling thing on the baby and thing on the too high and to cuddle up.
Right. And them responsible. We have a law where called delinquent parents. We have to find a law delinquent parents, meaning them get charged with the child because they was delinquent, because most parents is know the monsters they have, you know. But they love the children to death. Now I plenty of them just be dead nowadays. So charge from everybody, charge them. Yes, they go have those who, but remember the social worker and all of them go come to the home and the village and go to the school and all them things. So they go know. So everybody go know, because when they go to the neighbors go say, no, these parents here, just really, really, really take care of the child. We could witness that. The school go say, you know, these parents is go to PTA school meetings. These parents is always called the thing and wherever. So then we go know, well, all right, there's a child. All right, so because of the investigation, that parent go get away. But based on the investigation, most of them parents go and get charged with the children. That's how it had to be. And when them children behaving in criminal activities, charge them as criminals.
Mr. Andy Williams, good morning. You are so correct with this children business. You are very correct. And I'm happy you have Officer Shabadin there with you to support your claim. Thank you.
Morning, nobody here. So this question about the children not being and crime and all of that shown on media and all of that, this goes on to a fundamental issue. Children are not citizens. Believe it or not. Children are what are known as wards. They are wards of the state. A ward is something that is someone that is under the control or responsibility of somebody else, right? Who is a citizen, in fact. And that citizenry, the reason why you are held responsible as a citizen against crime is because technically the creation of a law that was created in Parliament was with your say-so, so that we all can live under a common rule, right? A common law. Children don't have that. They didn't vote in an election. They did not debate issues. they had no part in that because we do not think they are mature enough and all of that. Fine, no problem. And of course, they don't serve in the military. There are certain things that they are exempt for because they're children. They're not ready for those responsibilities. Fine, no problem. What now happens when they commit a crime? Somebody has to be held responsible. And again,
Primraj say, guys, time for me to make a spin around the block right now. Where we around the block for? Rain falling. You want to make a spin around the block? Where going by the block for, Primraj? Relax yourself and take in the number one program. Where you going on the block for? You going to look for a woman or what? Or you going on the block? You going to look for whether you going to look for weed smoke or something or what? Where you going around the block for this hour? You know this weather. 7:15. If it's not work, you're going. Because you say you're going to make a turn around the block and come back. Yeah, that we say there. Block right. Where is that? All right, let me continue.
As a ward, you are under the control and responsibility of somebody else, the parent. So should the parent be held responsible? In the strict sense of things, yes. As Andy rightfully said, if you have a dog and the dog bites somebody, the dog isn't held responsible, the owner is. Right? The dog is a ward. Now, the children being human, and humans being sentient and all of that comes with that. And certainly the independence of humans, should a parent be held responsible for a child's actions? They have to be still. So Lennox situation is no, they shouldn't be, and the situation is they should be. Here's my solution to that. It should not be a criminal charge. Remember, there are criminal and there is civil law. If a child of a parent commits an act, the parent should be held responsible in civil law, not criminal. So that hopefully it will remove the possibility of jail time, certainly, and it will be less onerous. It will be the outcomes and the way of restoration, the means of restoration would be less onerous on the parent, because it would be more or less a lawsuit, let's call it that. It would be a civil case. Right? Your child does something that would normally be criminal. So let's say some kind of a grievous bodily harm. The parent can be held responsible in civil court rather than criminal court. The child will be dealt with in another way, juvie hall or whatever it is, but the parent can be, instead of facing criminal charges, can face a civil case. More nobody here. So this question.
So nobody done there. Nobody just gave me some good contributions, you know. All right, Primraj, you're not in Trinidad. You're in Canada. You're going on the block, we're going for doubles. It's cold up there. What the hell you going out there for? You like to feel cold or what? You was going and jump on a plane to come back to Trinidad and chill a little bit, well, right? But you ain't going to come back to Trinidad and chill. You could come now. Yeah, don't worry. Kamala them in power. They'll go fix the crime situation. Alright, we're going to take some calls just now, earlier. I'm going to just run through these voice notes from yesterday quick.
Good morning, Ground Report. Andy, Lennox, Mickie. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago in the house. I have a serious matter, Andy. I want to get yours and Lennox Smith view. In fact, I want to get the caller's view and all too. I have a court matter going on. since 2019. And since 2021, I win the matter. People admit to wrongdoing, whatever. But since that time, every time it have a court hearing, they're coming with a fresh attorney and they're begging for time because they don't know what's going on. That's going on since then to now. The court complained that they're not coming to court, they're not submitting nothing, they're not doing nothing. Yet the court just allowing it. Year after year after year after year. I really want to know what it is that has had these cases going on so long for when they could finish years in advance. Now, I don't want to get details because it's still an ongoing matter, but I don't mind talking to you, Lennox, off the air to explain myself because I find it is very irregular that the court could be given a defendant that admit to wrongdoing, all this leniency, because why? They're trying to prevent from having to pay compensation. So I really would like to hear people's views on this because I'm trying to understand where all this leniency come from the court. If it's me, if I miss a date, 2 court date, matter throughout. So why? So because it's a high-ranking former parliamentarian best friend. So because it's that, I really want to find out.
Good morning again. Pleasant good morning. Andy.
Hello, good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Hi, morning. I'm calling from Freeport.
Freeport side. Go ahead, Miss Freeport. What's your contribution? What's on your front burner?
Right, this morning I'm looking at this going on in schools. It's getting worse and worse. And people scared now about doing anything. Look at that little girl yesterday, they beat that child. What is going on in this country? We need to get more security in schools. Oh gosh. Have a nice day.
All right.
Pleasant good morning. Andy, I know you might not want to play all these things, but this is very important notes, eh? But listen to this one. Let me say that our child going in school now. Now he gonna become he gonna be bullied more now. Because he go tell himself what he can't tell nobody, because he mother and he father go get in trouble, go to jail, or whatever, get charged. He go be in detention, he go get expelled. So better he take his licks and stay quiet because he can't defend himself again. So silent beating, because remember we can't video just now, you can't video not now again. So what it is? So that is why I keep saying, I keep repeating myself. Tetron and them is the only space for safety. And you could get them down there, put them in there. The parents could go on a Sunday and visit them, go down there for a couple of weeks or whatever, and have a school down there. I'm telling all of that is the easiest way out. This charging thing ain't work because then, Andy, you look right now, we watching you. Your child going to school, your child in a fight, you won't get charged for what? Because your child defend herself or herself? So let me come out of this zone now. Who charging who and who ain't charging who? Because when that come in place, let me tell you something. This is my final thing on this. I think we should go Tetron, put them wrong in the army base, a boot camp, and have the learning facility there. So once they raise their head, take them out, the parents go on Sunday, visit them, and that's it. Story done.
All right.
Andy, morning. Lennox. Andy, hear this, eh?
Lennox is only watching thing at one view. My view on this, Andy, concerning the children and charging the parents, I don't care how much influence a child is getting from the peers. Once they know that my father or my mother will take action against me if they heard anything wrong about me doing any wrongdoing, they will refrain. I don't care what Lennox is saying there. Because at the end of the day, the parents has the responsibility of the child, Andy. And I don't care if the child going to school on time, if they're doing good in the work. At the end of the day, any child that is doing good in work and so on, school-wise, they will not get themselves in no gang or no group to bully nobody. Trust me. And these children know that the parents will come in school to argue with the teacher or argue with the other parent or take their sides. Once the parent shows strict ways and means of dealing with their own children, that will stop. And the only way for the parents to do that is if the parents are let us say, takes responsibility for that child actions. And the responsibility is for charging the parents. Because no parent will want to know, I have to pay money for your wrongdoing. You're going mad or what? My father used to tell me, he not mortgaging his house for any wrongdoing we do. You understand? So what Lennox is saying, Lennox is, according to you, looking for loopholes for the parents and for the child. Thank you, Andy.
And all you go tell me if they have some war brewing with Israel and America. The talk is they're going very soon, within maybe today, tomorrow, whatever. They're going and attack Iran. Let's give my idea what's going on now. Remember, we more studying home here right now. Can't dance abroad if it is we know what's going on here right now. Because everybody looking to see how they could be a part of this new government and get a political appointment to execute the program and policies of the new government. And they're right. And all of them, other people and them, they're staying there. They want to just resign and get out of there. Like the Bobby. I know. Let me continue. I'm finishing the voice notes first. So all of you who call in, all you call back in a bit now.
Good morning, Andy. I see the people out in the sea just finally Good morning, Andy. I see the people in the sea just finally identify the man who Maduro catch, the Trinidadian. But they say that fella is a man that be hustling thing all the time. He'll be hustling $20 in the market, for the $20 for the fish hunting, and he just go for the boat on the little boat and the man collect fish hunting too. So I don't understand how this man can be masterminding a group of people from Colombia into Venezuela. And I see a picture of the man, and he really does look like somebody that's capable of doing what Maduro say he do. And all of a sudden, Maduro and them gone mum. You see this story? It stinks to hell, and the whole media in this country run with it. But that's what they wanted. They wanted to make Kamala and this government look bad, and all these idiots on social media showing up at tantrum, especially this Marshall, the minister of Mako, Marshall in Mako Walker. I have nothing to say about what Dolly talk about with the children and them. Right? She quiet. But all of a sudden, everybody have an opinion on this nonsense in Maduro. Maduro, people don't see what you're trying to do. You're trying to destabilize this country and the government that's coming to power. Because for the 10 years that the PNM was there, nothing like that happened. But it happened under this government. We are trying to fool. Rock soldiers of Maduro. Have a good day, Andy.
Oh boy, yes, we did mention that this morning. Air India plane carrying 242 passengers crashed. It's so sad, and it crashed in a residential area. The person who gave me it earlier on. Say as a take off, it crashed in a residential area. right? That was that one. And the next one we say we want to find out. Or somebody also say, Carney River overflowing its bank. Wow. So the Carney River overflowing bank, all you know it pass alongside the highway there to go to Shogunas and San Fernando and thing there. So if it overflowing its bank, it may run in the road. Remember the higher road ain't going to get affected, but the lower road now. By the river, the lower one, they have one day to go to come to San Fernando, Shogunas, Freeport. Oh God. They overflow the bank, well, that road go get blocked off. And then they go to organize and divert the traffic for to a two-way. That's all. All they use all their brain quick if that go on. Don't let no flood keep back the flow of people up and down. So they go divert it and send that the higher road is the newer road. Right? Or they go send them on the northbound lane, not the southbound lane. Send them on the northbound lane to go to south. They just make it a two-way till you pass the river, and then they divert back to the normal highway again. Right? So all the police think quick now. Don't keep back people in this rain. And I big traffic and wherever, and nobody can go no way and wherever. No, think quick. Organize. Close up that part there because cars won't be able to go there if it really bursts the bank and the water that high. It might be high to a point where trucks alone might be able to pass, cars can't. We might get high where nothing could pass. Bam. Close up the road, divert the traffic to the northbound lane, to a two-way, till they pass the Carney River, and then thing. Right? Quick solution. Let me continue.
Good morning, Andy. I see the people in the just finally identify the man who Maduro catch, the Trinidadian.
Yeah, don't get that already. I get that already. I want to play all these voice notes on them quick before I take some calls. Like yesterday.
Morning again, Andy. I want to congratulate the government for acting on that ship that was sinking in the Chagaramas area there, Andy. The government moving very quickly, and they assisted with propping back up that ship, all the relevant authorities, so hats off to them. Even Gary Aboud giving them kudos and applauding them. That is something you don't see from him. So you see, this government on the right footing. At least when it comes to disaster, they're kicking in very quickly and assisting. That ship could have sink and it could have leaked out all kind of petroleum byproducts into the ocean, but it was taken care of very professionally, and that is the first time I ever see something like that happen so quick, right? Where the government institution intervene on behalf of somebody in distress like that and assist. So congratulations to the government working on this project. I think it's EMA and somebody else. Congratulations for working on that and bringing out a quick resolution. Gary, you see how action is taken, and he wanted to put PNM back there. Socks out, Gary.
Oh, them is today's thing.
Andy, that song so refreshing. You should continue playing that until we get the result about this refinery. Play it. Yes, another thing is that you see this suggestion and I could go for that. Once we had have them bugs and them in office, they will keep down the government policies. So what I'm suggesting and what you and Lennox are suggest, but it will be costly and it better be costly than we have people there backsliding on the government with all the policies. First, pay off the governor contract. Second, pay up the bugs and them in CPEP and wheresoever there is the contract and start afresh. You don't want to close down the company and form a new name. If that is legal, go that way. Because once them staying there, it will be a pull down. The government will, that will remind me and others when the former Prime Minister go in Parliament, he said he's going to make them ungovernable. And they will never see the reign of power and all kind of thing. Because why? He had his plan and he knows about his plan. Right? Right now he must be working and producing plans for them people and for them to stay in exiles. Right? So that is an option, because keeping them people there, it will be a waste on the government side, because they won't look to care about their policies. And the main thing is to get the people working again with joy and love. They may have no love. Right? So Andy, all have a good day and push out this message, because this is very serious.
All right. Patricia Reed said, tell your government to focus and work. Stop making movies for likes. Oh, the people recording all where they go and all where they're doing, man. After social media is the way. Baker say Ghana is the fastest growing economy, but 57% of Ghanaians living in poverty. That's true. Trinidad is a rich country. And now I think about 70%, 80% are we living in poverty now. PNM poor are we in poverty. Oh God. Andy, I will send a video of that Carney River. It really burst the bank, you all. Let me know if the Carney River really burst the bank. Because I'll be more concerned about the highway part there. Whoa, it just get blocked off. So to go to and from south and back from town to go back south to Shogona, so wherever. They get locked out there. That's serious thing there. People gotta wait till the water go down. But I don't get already the idea ready. Heavy rain falling in St. Augustine. All right. Let's go into the chat. Quick. What is the numbers down the plane crash? I think somebody said 200 and something people died. All right, so the plane from India was going to UK. All right. I'm going to finish his voice notes here earlier. Oh boy, I don't finish his voice notes. You will take things just now. Just running through some of those. Oh boy. Flying in a helicopter going offshore is dangerous also. That's why you take a helicopter course. Okay. Andy, can the governor of Central Bank be removed for non-performance? I really don't know. Them lawyers and them go deal with that.
Andy and Lennox and Mickie K, good morning again. And Mr. Barry Pararat and Ms. Khadija Aming. I would like you all to do an inspection into the CPEP that is governing CPEP right now. When I say governing CPEP, the people that are running CPEP right now, you just send wrong a officer, when I say officer, somebody who responsible for CPEP itself. You understand? Send along on all those teams and check the condition of some of the contractors running the team under. Question workers, question people, find out if they want to be a part of that contractor. Find out. Just go and find out. That giving you grounds to terminate some of them contract. Some of them don't even have bags to put grass in, to put it on the side of the road. They don't even have the truck and them coming and pick up the grass. I think that the contractor is responsible for removing the grass from the location where the truck and the 4 people and them supposed to have bags and all these different things. And that's not happening, you know. Right now, these foremen and these contractors and them in CPF throwing bush all over the place, mixing up rubbish and bush together. And all that is grounds for you to remove a contract from underneath a CPF contractor, you know. Go give a special visit. You create a position where a person could go around and surprise all those contractors and them in the east-west corridor. Make sure the workers have glasses, gloves, boots, and everybody doing what they're supposed to do in CPF. And I tell you, in 2 days' time, you will be able to take back about 40 contracts from.
That is how that do it, partner. See who ain't paying the workers NIS and all them kind of thing. Breach a contract, bust the throat. Plenty of them go lost their contract in that way. Plenty. That is how the government had to go about it. Now you finish shame.
From 40 contractors just around Laventy, Mover, Belmont, Coronage, because they are running the thing upside down and that's collecting taxpayers' money. Because remember, it's the state paying the workers and the state are paying the contractor to do certain things. And I think getting bags and picking up the bush is one of the things. And each team supposed to have 2 workers. If you have 3 teams, you're supposed to have 6 workers, 6 operators. Go around and see if that's happening. And anybody you find that not having that happening, terminate the contract. That's a start. Good morning again.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, good morning to you, Pitbull, all the listeners, all my friends on YouTube. This is Roel Prasad. Andy, I sent you the clip. I don't know if you got time to watch it. I know it's a busy individual. So anyhow, the clip was about Khadija Amin, the hardworking MP, the down-to-earth, loving, compassionate lady. All the attributes that anyone could fit in after that is deserving of her. The lady is a very pleasant, easygoing, down-to-earth lady. And she was in her boots, in coverall and umbrellas yesterday while all the rain was falling. She wasn't sitting down in an air-conditioned office like previous ministers like Faris. You ever see Faris on the ground with her boots and in the rain? Nah, he wet up his tight pants, you know, and it might show other things. So yeah, and the manner in which the respect that was shown to the CPEP crews and them that was wrong, she spoke to them lovingly, respectfully, and you know, asking them if everything was all right, if they received the safety gear, boots and gloves and all this kind of thing, right? And they all stood at like attention while she was talking. You know, she command the respect of these people. That is how a government minister ought to operate. You know, and I say to all the UNC MPs, take a page from Khadija Amin's PRO and you know, outgoing demeanor, you know, and you know, I know everybody cannot be the same, you know, but try and treat the people with courtesy and respect like she does, right? And you saw Baku on site that was doing work and things, clearing up things, you know. I mean, they can't do all one time, you know, but they at least they're showing the footing, the footing that what they're capable of doing and what they had started doing, and more will come. Okay, thank you, Andy. Be safe, don't get wet and thing, because you know you're like morning coffee to us in the early morning, you know. Although I get up late this morning, but I sleep away. Okay, Andy, thanks.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, you know, we'll be going through some of the chat, the messages, online messages, social media messages. And Sharon Ramjet is saying, Andy, in the departure launch of the airport, the roof leaking. Had to cordon off a large part of the area. How disgusting. Oh, Lord. So the airport roof leaking? In the departure part, that she saying, in the departure. So you pass through the airport there, where you're walking in the airport. Where the hell, boy?
Morning, report, morning, Trinidad and Tobago, yellow is the code. Andy, Keith Rowley, wicked to the bone. You not in power, but all still want to be in other board groups and other ministries and things still. Hey, all get all the bomber clat out of there. All not supposed to be there. UNC in power and all deal with it. Move your 36 behind now. If you know what is 36 and play with, go and see what 36 is. All there's a bunch of 36. All come out from there, move all the bomber clat from there. Right, come out from the labor board, come out from social welfare, come out, all they give bad service for the past 10 years. We don't want all you. So move all the bomber clat from there, all the mail and keep move all the bomber clat. Only if you could say it in English, Andy. You're all doing a good job and have a nice day. And I support naming the Kukuva Children's Hospital after Kamla. That is her legacy. Keith Rowley, what legacy you leave, boy? You leave a bad one. Anyhow, Satan waiting for you.
Wow, boom cat. But yeah, Jamaican, eh? Yeah, we have some Jamaicans on board, eh? There's a boom cat. Get out of the office. Get out, boom cat. What the hell? Boy, squant. Yeah, them Ghanaians and them say squant, you know. Boy. I can't understand that at all. Let me continue.
Andy, concerning the $100 bill. And this PNM that bring on that policy to change the money because it thought UNC had thief money and they have it banker saving in some foreign account. And this PNM bring on that. So why it is we can't come back to the Poland note and change our money? It's PNM that bring on a policy to change the $100 note because they thought UNC thief money. You understand? That is the whole concept of changing to the new $100 bill. You understand? So it's PNM who start that. Nobody else but PNM. Right? So I think UNC and government, they should allow citizens to change the money because plenty we have who they save a little thing home. You know, save a little thing and then we go and buy you need and thing. So I think the government could look into that and fire that man, get the rate of that man, pay more from the central bank. He holding back production.
Oh, but that's so funny, eh? Boom, boom, clack. They say boom, boom, clack. Where the hell? It does sound like a curse to me, but some people be saying is that. But I don't know. That is not Trinidad. I don't know. I only get anything with children, only beating children, boy. Videos with children beating children. With them children getting on bad so far. The beating, the only fighting.
Good morning, Ground Report. This is going on. People mightn't like what I have to say, but that's okay. In relation to the
continuing school violence. We must put a stop to it. If the parents cannot control the children who interrupting the school system, you must keep them at home. We had to put our foot down in a serious way. If the police find them on the street within school hours, then they must be arrested. And if they continue to interrupt the school system by fighting and bullying people, they must be charged as an adult, because the crime they're crying on with is an adult crime. And the parents should be held responsible, and they must be charged as an adult and sent to boot camp. Good morning, Ground Report. This is Guanas. Yes, charge them as an adult. Send them to boot camp with the parents, because the parents are supposed to be right there with them. Don't struggle around serving the time with them. Because being taking care of no delinquent child, that's the parent job. And hold them there for 6 months. Yes. And I assure you, when they come out of that boot camp, they'll be totally disciplined. You won't really know if they sell the same students they're looking at who 6 months ago went in boot camp. There'll be a trained individual, and you'll also have counseling for them in boot camp, for them and the parents also, because we cannot tolerate what's going on in school anymore. You must take a firm stand against school violence. Bye for now.
Oh boy. Somebody here say we should be allowed to bring in all our old money to any bank to be exchanged. So some people want that money exchanged and need it right now. Things hard. So that old money, if the government say, yo, let's go and get exchanged, well, boy, you want to know where all them old notes come out from. Alright, some people say, rain, 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 go away. Come again another day. Like it's real rain in Santa Cruz, boy. Munsami, real rain there, girl. Who else? Who else? Who else? What else? Like it's rain all over the country. Oh, let the rain fall, as it will be a long dry season from next 2 months. All right, dry season start next 2 months. All right. So let's continue. Let's continue. Let me just finish off those voice notes. Yeah, I want to just finish those voice notes, and then we're going to take calls. The calls sometimes keep back the...
Good morning, Andy, Mickie, and Lennox. I just want to send a little short voice note. Yeah, boy, I find they shouldn't do it with CPF work. Those people is work clean, and it's do a very good work. You understand? And that's helping a lot of single mothers, single parents in a home. You understand? That's helping out a lot of them sending their children to school and all kind of thing. Helping them pay their rent and all kind of thing. So I think they should never ever try to do with CPF work. They should give them a little more money on their salary, because CPF work very hard. You understand? I find they shouldn't do that. That shouldn't be one of the things for them to do. No. Them doing a better work right now than the government workers itself, than the URP themselves. You understand? Because them just come and sit down on site when CPF done clean up, them gonna sit down there. Got plenty of them is plenty. You happy there's a lot. You understand? We see pass and don't sweep up nice and clean up nice. Them gonna sit down already. Like them come on, like they do the work now. You understand? See people do a lot of good work. I find they should never do it, see people. CPF people them. It could cause something, it could cause a bacchanal. You understand? A lot of single parents doing this work right now. That will put in some of them food on the table right now. You understand? When you take away that from them now, where expect gonna happen? Parents have to send their children to school still. Some of them don't have a husband or nothing to help them with those children. They cannot do that. They cannot do that. Andy, I let you know, I think you shouldn't allow them to do that neither. You should be able to stand up and talk for this too. You understand? Yeah. Let them know they can't do that, man. That ain't supposed to be, man. No. Yeah, when they charge the parents them with the child, no $10,000, no $15,000, $250,000. That's what I get. $250,000 charge because things have to stop. Bullying and things in school have to stop, boy.
And the pleasant good morning. So check this out. Concerning the children and the parents, here's what's going on. The fault of the child is the failure of the parents. That is one. And two, there's a big difference between minding a child and raising a child. Most of these parents and then they would say they're giving the child the whole world and they're coming out a certain way. It's because they're not doing the two things instead, but they're doing one. So while you're minding the child, you also have to raise the child by disciplining them. You can't give them everything and not show them how it is you, the parents, come up by these things to give them, not to tell them hard work is success. These parents are not raising the children and them. They're only minding them. Because I know somebody personally going through that right now with her son, giving his son the whole world and not understanding you have to discipline the child. It's a must. So that problem right now in terms of the school violence, that starts from home. Charity begins at homes and ends abroad. And the pleasant good morning.
But Andy again, considering them school children, Andy, you have to remember, we see a spike in school violence. You see when school going on close, like how school going on close here for the August holidays, that some of them just be beefing throughout the school term. And when you see they start to write up on the clothes and write up this and write up that on the shirt and write up on the blouse and thing, that is where the spike this come and they understand it. It is a fight during the term, you know, but the majority of the fighting, what has taken place, like all what taken place there, right? School going on close, so they want to deal with them now. Let me go and deal with them now. Let me go and deal with she now. You understand? So the security apparatus, right? The security guards and them all guarding the school have to be observant. And all them fight what will be taking place throughout them school thing. It is have adults all around. All you intervene. Show them children, there's children, manners them, intervene, hold on to them, separate them, let them know what time it is. Intervene, Trinidad and Tobago. We have to put a stop to that. You understand? Let me protect them the right way. All you know, school going on close. All right, start to let police go all by them schools, start a thing, you know? Thing, they want to fight, you know, but they see the police passing, so they're fighting. You understand? They want to jump shield, but they see the police passing now. We can't jump shield if the police passing.
school closing, so it's bacchanal. For the Easter, you see them thing. It is always a fight during the terms and them, but for the Easter and for the August holiday, you must watch on.
Taking calls after the voice notes.
All you must observe. We can deal with that way. And what about the city board? CD board change yet? About supposed to change already because I want to start if I can't get nothing to do otherwise. I want to start things I could invent. As an inventor where hustle is concerned. I'm a professional hustler. So that is it, brother.
All right.
Andy, good morning. Big Ram here. Blessings to you and the crew. Andy, I agree that caller, 1000%. Send these school children that who is misbehaving, who is bullying, send them down to Tetron. I think for me, that will solve a lot of problems, you know, because when you charge your parents, for me it's unfair because I'm a parent too. You know, these kids and them have to learn things the hard way now, especially when you look at school and bully others. You do the crime, you should do the time. Camp boot is the way to go. I agree that 100% with the caller.
Yes, gentlemen, as my voice note said there about dealing with the children. Listen now, when we gonna get real in this country, right? The laws in this country have to be changed. You understand? People talking, they always want to protect.
Yeah, hello, morning caller. I'm not taking no calls.
Good morning,
voice
Andy.
Notes. Go ahead.
Good morning to your viewers. Lennox might be able to help me with this. I know I call on Abachim the other about the Venezuelan thing. But here what's happening? What is the procedure for appointing a commissioner of police? Because what I see is that two names come up. Maester and Guevara. Where's their track record? And where's the... Is that he was the man investigating the interception of the merit list from President House that take a right about turn and gone back where it come from. And they fired that PSC board and Patrick bring it.
Go ahead, we listening.
Yeah, I talking to you. But
Yeah, go
I seen
ahead.
somebody else.
You
Where's the
listening?
procedure for advent? Because they make two recommendations. I thought that this used to go and the parliament will debate and the government or the majority will pick somebody. They don't pick the people already. And as I say, Guevara track record, I want to know where the track record. What he was investigating, how successful was he? Thanks.
Go ahead, caller, morning.
Morning, Andy. Let me see how sure that I need this. When it comes to the children and the violence in schools, as just a normal citizen observing, first to begin, mostly African children, mostly PNM children. Not all African is PNM, but mostly PNM children. Now, it is the parents' fault to Andy. Well, we cannot fight in school. My father said, we take the car smell and then look to that cord. Somebody bring a complaint again, look to the hose. So that's nothing like we can fight. And that's nothing like we didn't have homework. Every day was homework. This thing, Andy, the police have a lot to do with it. The Ministry of National Security, for instance, You go in Bataria for doubles? Behind by Caribbean Glassy. When Bataria secondary over. It's only, I the name I can't call them, but I want to call them the N-word, you know. It's only Creole children. It's only hard-headed children. It's only nutty-headed children. It's only the children with the short skirt. The short skirt, the mini, and the fine pleats that we ever fight. I applaud a young man I saw yesterday. He was coming from St. Augustine. I say, you look like you're out to learn. Yeah, my friend forget his umbrella, so I give him my jacket. I have an umbrella. And you see me, you know, he want to learn. I have plenty of children. And if the police can deploy themselves, what time does the police work? And I told the police at that time, at one time, some months ago, I said the police work is at 24 hours a day work. Because they say when the police move from pensioners and beat them, the young people moving back in and out and the old people. And when I told the police officers that the police job is at 20, you know the change, you know that police there for 24 hours for about a week. So the same thing could happen. Why some police on the cell phone and on Facebook and watching porn on the phone and watching between people, male and female leg. Why is in a station and it'll be on the phone? Deploy them by success. All them Creole children is, all them Laventille and surrounding, Mova and Salmon and the Martin children going to school. Empty out the police there, have a jeep there. Rain falling yesterday and they don't want to go in a Maxi, Andy. Maxi stopping and blowing. And it's only weak children. It's only when you come out of PNM home most times. You don't see that. And my take to the school violence, after I speak to the police and those in authority this morning, go put up security guards. It has soldiers just getting paid when the man come to do nothing. Deploy them 2 soldiers, 2 police, and let me say much fighting will have. Make sure everybody, and the soldiers they point out there is the military police soldiers. And you will see much fighting will have this evening, and the party will shoot from 2 o'clock. If you want to feel it having rain and over finish from 2 o'clock, put the police, the beat them community police, all go down by success. Who don't want to go in and maxi, cry them at the station, let the parents come for them. You're not arresting them or detaining them for no reason. You're detaining them because they didn't want to go home. You have proper reason to detain them. And put them in a station and call the parents and the parents come for them because they didn't want to go. Make sure they go in a maxi. Tranquility. All the Creole children, I have a name for them, you know. I could do something on Facebook and call them I want to call them. All of the Creole hard-headed children in Tranquil who like to fight for police all day and Chagridge this evening. Put them all by corrupt. Put them all where having the fight. So them children didn't have no fight. So the plan is to beat Michelle this evening. Barry to Galaxy this evening. Derek to get his face bust. All in what here tell some child in the school a gun and shoot somebody. Shoot a teacher. That's what they're waiting on. So jump in and out, so jump in the road. Stop school children and let them empty the bag in the road. Find pound weed, find guns, find marijuana, find cigarettes, find lighter. So jump in the road. As they're looking like they want to fight and have no good intention, what all them children doing back up in Port of Spain after school? But the police officers, when people snatch people children, they can't see them. When they kick down them all people in down no police. The children must be even. I let school get pelt them bottle after bottle. But she lucky I had richly. I said, where was the police? No police to be found. All the common police officers, all of them stop me in the road, all of them tell me all of big on report, and the thing we just listen here, boy, and the thing pay them to go by and listen, boy. So all you in CID who does listen to this program this morning in Port of Spain, the other police in ITF who does listen to this program, I call you all you. Let's set an example today. Let me see all by all them schools saying, you commissioner, you only say, no, I don't like to call you retarded looking, you know, because I have respect for the Down syndrome them. But I face only a mother color of you, Benjamin. All the cap now, man. Cap. And go out there today, and they look on and say, because they tell me, say, the children thing every day. People seek employment now after hard 10 years of suffering. We can't go on this children story every day, you know. So that's my 10 cents in the children thing. Yeah, get rid of them.
Wow. Anyhow, let me say a pleasant good morning to my co-host Lennox Smith. I'll play those voice notes and them in the rest of them in a little bit. Oh boy. Pleasant good morning.
Good morning to you, my friend. Are you and me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, indeed, of course. Good morning to all and sundry, East, West, South, South, Central, or Friends and Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web. No, if you can continue with the voice notes, very interesting, of course. During the twilight of the period of the PNM in government, leading up to, of course, the 28th of April, I did mention that it's very interesting about the level of discourse that are taking place in the society. And I'm a person, I subscribe to the philosophy that a good listener is very important to decide on matters of whatever nature it is, whether it's family matters, governmental matters, or ordinary life circumstance. So if you can continue with the voice notes, because from that we glean quite a lot, and we know where because of where these people are from, meaning the way they are located physically, we know that we can garner as much information, as much knowledge as possible, and to, of course, share or disagree with their respective views. And I think this is tremendous. This is the hallmark of the ground report, and the ability to have us, of course, bring people to make their contributions very intelligent. Of course, they're the oddities where, of course, they say things that are not rational and not consistent with providing any benefits. But certainly, by and large, I think the people are really, really, really nationalistic. I think people are patriotic. And even, of course, this present discussion with unfolding, whether it be that of the cross-border, what I consider to be reciprocity in terms of position taken by the government as opposed to that of Venezuela. Indeed, that of the children and their behavior in school, contrary, of course, to how the last government would have approached it, and that is calling them hyenas in the African jungle, and of course the parents producing monsters and sending them to school, all of that. But here it is, you have very intelligent discussion saying how you can solve that problem, and I think that is where I would want to go. Of course, there are two matters that are on my mind. The fact that the Prime Minister has doubled down on her position with respect to Maduro, but of course introduced some other elements which I thought was the basis for responding in the way that she did to the initial salvo of the Venezuelans. Let's face it, the apologists and those who maybe are not well informed only heard what the Prime Minister said, but they never heard what the Venezuelans heard. Or sorry, what the Venezuelans said that initiated her response. The sequence of events is that the Venezuelans spoke first, and Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the current Prime Minister, Honorable, responded. But but most of them, who are apologists clearly and emanating from a PNM perspective, propaganda perspective, only hear and can comment on what Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have said. And I think that is dishonest, frankly, because they know that it was initiated by the Venezuelans. That's the first thing. And of course, she did, of course, in recent times, I believe yesterday or sometime, said that her position is clear, that of course they supported the American, but more importantly, because I thought that is what she really was getting at. The fact of the matter is that is a dictatorial regime, one, that they are oppressive, two, and that they are creating all kinds of problems for the surrounding countries, including Trinidad and Tobago. Let us not waste time with that. Those who have their fanciful somehow inadvertently supporting that kind of management of the Venezuelans' society, I think they are doing no one any favor when, of course, the situation emanating from Venezuela is one where the countries surrounding Venezuela, including, of course, that of the Caribbean and, of course, Central America, is being, of course, saturated with Venezuelans migrating out of a country that has tremendous potential. You could blame the Americans, whatever it is, whatever. The fact of the matter is that it is the regime there that is creating the problem. And whether you want to say that America is engaged, of course, in what is called utilizing its overwhelming influence to create the situation in Venezuela is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that it is creating problems, and Trinidad and Tobago's interest is to align itself with the United States. There's no doubt about that. That is our greatest trading partner. If the last administration could have given us a similar rationale, and that is to say that is on Venezuela, we depend for most of our trade, fine. But to one aspect of our economy, oil and gas, and the potential thereof, to suggest somehow that means that we must bend over backward and not say to Maduro and that they must call free and fair elections across there, and that there must be some kind of overture to certify that by inviting international observers, etc. We have done that here in our country, and we are not that bad in terms of infringing the democratic principles and the adherence to the best form of government known to man, and that is to say democracy, government by the people, of the people, genuinely and for the people. Cannot say that across it. That is why.
And that was that point. And what is the next one you say?
Are in tatters. Go ahead.
And what is the next one you say? You say it's two things. Kamala was one, and the next one is what?
The situation with the children.
So the Venezuela is the situation with the children.
Good commentary on the matter, and that is good. We are ventilating. And the other matter, of course, as I said, is that coming out of Venezuela. There's another one that I think that we have not touched on at all, and that is, of course, the $20 million that the appeal court said that must be sustained, must be maintained for each one of those. I think is 9 of them getting $2 million each for false imprisonment for coming out of the Coleman case. You remember that one? And because of the loss of a file in the Attorney General's office. Yeah.
Coleman case or the Venture Naipaul?
Yeah, well, Coleman, she was called Coleman as well, but Venture Naipaul is one and the same. Yeah. She married, and she and her name was formerly, of course, married. Her marriage name Coleman, but that is not the point. The point is that
so all 9 of them getting $2 million.
Appeal court supports the original decision of the lower court to give them the money, because everything went wrong associated with the state in responding to that matter, when it was, of course, laid in the court as a matter of infringement of one's fundamental right, false imprisonment, etc. And the appeal court is in agreement, and they now, unless, of course, the state
so
wants
all
to
of them, them win the lotto, them don't have to work for the rest of their life, they know. Them just have to jet back and invest.
And some may say that in that particular
case, but who had to pay that money? Who had to pay that money?
Kind
the
of
police?
Activity I'm not saying that they're guilty because they were found not guilty. So let's get clear. A person is innocent until guilty in this country. But being associated with that kind of activity, let me put it that way, and going through the courts. In this case, of course, it has paid big for at least 9 persons who found themselves in that situation.
Wow. So who are to pay them that? The government, right? But what? What the state? But what department?
Well, it will come from the Attorney General's department because it's a constitutional matter, and it is also
Oh shucks.
yeah, it is also a civil matter, which of course is responsibility of as far as state matters in that regard is concerned. The Attorney General is responsible for that.
Oh, they say Hannah Almore was in charge of that case? Oh my God. All
Yeah,
right, go ahead,
of
caller.
course,
Go ahead, caller.
Alan
Sorry about that.
Morgan, who was
Go ahead, caller. Sorry about it. Hold on 1 minute.
prosecuting on behalf of the claimants, has criticized him personally for his tardiness and the misleading of the public in terms of that matter. You know, he had an internal investigation done. They suddenly found the file, but all that time, and before that, the state had agreed to even go and decide how much money these people should be compensated. After you went through all of that, the court is saying that you had ample time to redeem yourself, but you went up to and participate in the assessment hearing as well, saying how much each one should get, or the total amount that's supposed to be paid to these people. And why now you're coming with that kind of thing? Because the public has shown a huge disapproval, and the court said, well, the function of justice cannot depend on public opinion. So the Attorney General cannot, because the population would have been incensed about the entire thing, but you didn't do your job, and you suddenly want the court now to reverse the decision. The court said no, they cannot operate like that.
Nice.
You had ample time to, of course, redeem yourself, and you did not do it. As a result, you have to pay the price.
Nice. Hold 1 minute there.
In simple language, yeah.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox, Mikey, and the whole of Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning,
Lennox,
Marabuni.
anything that you tell a child he is, that is what the child put out as, I am a dunce, I am a delinquent, I am a bandit. When you're cussing the children home and telling them thing there, that is what the child portrays himself to be. Whatever you tell a child he is, he have that in his system. My mommy say, or my daddy say, or the teacher say, is that this? And this is what I am. You are an educator, and you will know that you don't speak negative things into children. You speak positive things into the children, because children learn from adults. So we have to be careful where we telling the children, where we cussing them and telling them when they're home and when they go to school. A teacher getting fed up at this child, and he start to tell the child and call the child all kind of name. And the child will believe the name they give me, that is what I am. So we have to be careful too what we're saying to the children. Have a good morning.
Andy, good morning. Orlando here. Andy, I think the people of Trinidad and Tobago should make a citizen arrest. The people of Trinidad and Tobago should make a citizen arrest and arrest or handcuff all the PNM ministers, because they put the people's life in danger with all this flooding. They never take 10 years, never clean the drain, never dredge the river, never do nothing. So I think the people of Trinidad should make a citizen arrest and lock up the PNM ministers, ex-ministers, and then we will go from there. Because this is ridiculous. The flooding is affecting the people's lives and also putting the lives of the citizens in danger. We should go lock them up and put handcuffs on all of them. Let the citizens arrest them and then figure it out. They can't lock up all the citizens and put them in jail.
Andy, I send the video for you. Watch it. There's a FB video from 6 o'clock this morning. The Caroni Bank burst. Good morning, ground reporters, everybody.
All right. I seen St. Raphael stretch, 6:20 a.m. the 12th of June, 2025. Brazil.
continued to be flooded out. So I don't know what is the situation now. I will because I mean overnight there was some consistent downpour that may change the situation. But from what I've learned so far, I know the area around Richmond Street, the lower part of Richmond Street, there has been some flooding there, some inundations there. But South Cape proper, that seemed not to be the case.
Nice. So I just seen some flooding there. So that St. Raphael stretch, you know, going all Brazil Village, all up in that whole day, Parole, all up on that side there. Them under real pressure on that side. Let me continue there quick.
Is that river that is close to Greenvale that would have been, that has created that problem. Of course, as you know, we did our investigation, and when Rowley was, of course, the Minister of Housing, he approved that piece of land we say is a lake bed that eventually, of course, under that administration, people were marooned on their roofs. They had to take, of course, dinghy and other waterborne form of transport to get in and out of that development, and there are a lot of corrupt acts associated with it, with known members of the PNM, and of course Dr. Rowley's a friend who he bought it from and did not get approval, Town and Country Planning approval, but still went and of course constructed those houses there for financial greed, clearly. But we could elaborate sometime in the future, but just thought we should put things in perspective.
Yes. Oh boy, let's continue.
Morning, Lennox, Mikey, everybody, good morning. The gentleman is quite right. Don't close down CPEP and you're happy. Organize it how Mrs. Bessessa had it organized before when she was here before, and let the people have the book that are income for the family. Right? What I don't like is the people in this country too damn dirty. And what I'm seeing in the flooding on my group, WhatsApp group, only plastic bottle and all kind of garbage, anything that's causing the drains to block up. And then the PNM was not cleaning it for the 10 years it was there. So now our government have all the work, right? That is what I don't like, right? You all have a blessed day. I might text you later. And Andy, Helia ain't going to move from there, no. Helia will hold on to that treasury. You know why he doing that? Because when they throw out Ubala Rambran out there, he win the case in court and he get money. So Helia want to get money too. So he want Kamala to him out so he will get money, right? So I want to tell Helia, go to hell. We don't want you in there. And the lady right, you know. Security for that lady, because you know what PNM give. Look, for instance, Penelope Beck will say they're going to protest around the Red House against Kamala stand your ground laws. They don't want people to have guns to protect themselves because they know they have the guns and they have the guards, right? And I have to call again. You know what the man is saying there with the contractors with the CVF is quite right because I've seen it several times. They will clean you drain the bush, the scrape up all the work to put it, pack it up on the side of the road. And they see this weather now, when the rain falls, that's going right back in the drain. They don't have bags to pack it in. And the man is quite right. When you have a contract, you should support all the equipment and all these things, facilities like the bags and whatever. So the man is right 100%.
Present, good morning to Andy and the Ground Report. Andy, you see, with the guy who's saying that the people
All I only take on voice notes, and then you finish with the voice notes. We'll take calls in a while.
from just think that they found the person. I agree with that. I agree with that, ma'am, because that could never be. They pick up one little poor little old little spranger who does try to hustle to say that is the person. That could never be. I call this whole situation Venigate because this whole situation is fake, right? And the PNM 1% media running with it like some yang flies, right? To use rowdy word, and Marsha Lauren Walker with she white tongue self all over social media want to bump up, she come and say, yes, I'm Kamala this and Kamala that. But at the end of the day, none of them, nobody, no 1%, nobody can produce any solid evidence. Which part do what body man come on? Where the guns that they say they find? No solid evidence, right? And no solid evidence coming out from the Venezuela come, no official word. Yet at the same time, they're trying to create an international bacchanal. Come on, people. You know, it have a saying, you understand? Sometimes when you see your neighbor house catch a fire, you have to wet yours, you understand? And you see this whole situation, the reeks of something bigger. They're trying to destabilize this country. And when you see they already have thousands of undocumented Venezuelans in this country, our government have to be extremely, extremely careful. You understand? If you just look at America now, you see what's taking place? These people in Mexico burning the US flag in the United States, burning the flag, you know, in the United States and want to hoist up the Mexican flag. You understand? And that is why I agree with Donald Trump. When you play with the pup, you get bitten by the fleas. It's time to get rid of all these undocumented Venezuelans who in this country that creating a set of crime and working with Maduro to try to destabilize this country. I'm telling you all, something big at foot. Something is big at foot. We have to be very, 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 very careful, right? And on to Mr. Faris Awari talking about, he would like to know how come Kamala say he's the 1%. $25 million in rent every year. The way how Faris getting on, like if you know, just because the government not paying the rent anymore, that they suddenly starving. Faris, you and your entire family set for life, or you set for life, how much millions. Actually, your family is billions of billionaires of the state. You understand? Or you have no shame. Watch now, the PNM have no shame, you know. They have no shame. And the way how these rejected PNMites only having a set of press conference, you swear Penny is not the leader of the opposition. That is why nobody don't respect Penny. Penny, you're weak. Penny, you're weak. Reel in your rejected PNMite. Reel them in now. Let the people have some respect for you now. Do something. And you all have a great day.
Good morning, Ground Report. Hello, Andy. We need the army outside. There is 5,690 something men. We need them out there helping the police. It's too much of crime, too much of murder, everything. The army supposed to be out there neck and neck with the police. You and the ground crew, you have a good day, Andy.
Hey, good morning, Andy, Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, I know the calling CPEP, I don't know what's the right thing for that, but I have an idea what it is. The workers have nothing to do with it, you know, to change the procedure or everything that to do something different, they gotta change the management, not the workers. The workers stays. The management, they have to change to otherwise to make everything as smooth. Who are the PNM appointed to run as a contractor? They were chosen by the PNM as favoritism, not fair. So the CPEP workers have nothing to worry about. Only the management they're going to change, and everything will run smooth. And they, climate call, I just called to make an important message concerning those children committing those fights in schools, and I've explained for you because I used to work in the jail system. And I dealt with someone as a youth. I was just giving some idea what it is all about. I just wanted to explain for you all, and then Trinidad and Tobago know what it's all about. Okay? And that Jamaican word is that curse word, you know. The bad curse word, just as Trinidad how we use it.
Oh boy, thank you. And just wind up the glass when you well, the glass could be up. Oh boy, when you're hearing that big, that's a very heavy truck you're driving there, boy. And you're going through. Oh boy, when you was calling, we was playing voice notes. Oh boy.
Good morning again. Pleasant good morning. Andy, Lennox, and all the listeners. Pleasant good morning again. Well, concerning this, all these different commissioners, different state boards and all them things, let me tell you something. And this is my opinion. If Wayne Mark becomes the president at any point in time, just bust throat, as they say. Get rid of them one time before the president come back in the country. As long as you have the powers, do it. Don't pussyfoot nothing and don't play little bit. I go wait. No. Do what you have to do. Get rid of them immediately. As soon as they get into that power, use your power to get rid of these people and them from a police. Pleasant good morning again. Andy, let me put it in this context now. God forbid. If Lennox or your child get into some school ruffle, as we would say, and one of the children damage the child now, your child, what are you gonna do? That is okay, that's all right. When I say damage, lose an eye, lose a limb, get brain damage. What all you will do? What all you will do? Let me know what all you will do, because where that leaves us. It's because if all you can answer that, that means what that leaves us as people listening, because we kind of confused now, you know. Because some saying don't charge the parents, some say don't show up the children faces, and again I keep saying, so as this. So as they raise their head, put them down in Tetron, put them down in the army, let them deal with it right away, nip it on the butt. But no, look, wait until somebody dead, you know, and then something will happen. So Andy, ask Lennox if it's in his position, what he gonna say, and vice versa. All right, blessings.
Hi, good morning, Andy, Mickie, Lennox, and my ground report family.
Pastor John.
If I could just touch on the polymer notes, that the paper notes that was changed to the polymer notes. I remember Imbert was asked that question, and he said it was a matter of legislation. So if one could amend the legislation, and this government has the majority to amend the legislation, so I'm sure in the right time they would have done it. What happened? That bill to change that note was passed in the dead of night during COVID, right? When they knew a lot of the UNC top dogs and their finances were out of the country and they were not allowed in to do the transactions and stuff, right? So they would have caught them with their pants down. There was $7 billion that was outside of the banking system that they wanted to pull in. Now, the law says we need to have 90 days, right? That exposure period of 90 days for the people to change the money, to do the conversion. Nevertheless, if you remember, the general public was only given 30 days. And the 90 days was from the beginning. So the certain people who we refer to as 1%, etc., were given the full 90 days and they had the first choice to come. So hence, it is alleged that is where a lot of dirty money was allowed to come into the system. So it was open up for money laundering, allegedly. So by a matter of legislation, this government could do it, and I know they will do it when the time is right, but they have a lot of undoing to do and a lot of fixing to do from the evils of the this last PNM government, which is the worst government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago even by a failing PNM standard. God bless Trinidad and Tobago. You all be careful with the rain out there. Be careful, especially those that live by the riverine areas and flood-prone areas. Drive safely on the road. There would be skids and all these things. Be very, very careful. Don't drive just for yourself, but drive for your family. And please, pardon the pun, but arrive alive.
To the UNC supporters, all you're talking a bag of shit. Because it's all you who abolish corporal punishment in school, and now that them trying to get in trouble, you want to lock up the parents? Come on. Where all your head is, and all your butt.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on the line. Andy, you understand? You see, PNM people, generally, they are not patriotic. They are definitely not patriotic. Them would rather see this country, right, go into the abyss, totally destroyed. Rather than let somebody else who could truly run the country that will benefit everybody, them don't want that. Them would rather destabilize this country like we see Maduro try to do here and probably still trying to do it, right? To destabilize Trinidad and Tobago. Because I feel like some kind of thing get cooked up between he and that big nose ugly bald-headed man and the young partner, right? For all you know, it is them who could be cooking up this thing, right? But let me tell PNM something. You see, Olia? Boy, all you wicked to the core, all you evil to the core. And you see this 1%, mainstream media who propping up PNM and everything, all you fighting down this government, all you go pay for that, you know. All you go pay for that, go to sleep. Go to sleep. And all you will answer, don't feel all the money in the world, all you have. Go prop up all you know. Because when God ready, he will deal with all in a serious way. All you too wicked boy, fire burn the PNM boy.
Some people don't understand licks is not discipline. Beating a child is not discipline. Really and truly that. Again, sorry you grow your child. Let me continue this. I want to finish off this voice note to take some calls.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody in the line once more. Andy, you understand? I know seen on Facebook there where they said that the Auditor General dropped the case against the central bank governor and that she lied. You understand? She lied about the case or something like that to that extent. I know see Guardian now reported it and it's on the internet. So you can take a look at it now and see what it's all about because it's certainly gonna set up another kind of booms again in this country. So but I trust nothing that PNM and Guardian say anyhow. But you can check it out because it's on the internet.
I'll make a comment on it.
Yeah.
I'll make a comment on it because it is disingenuous if that is what is being impressed. The fact of the matter is that there was
check
no
it
case
there, Lennox.
answer,
Check
so
it first.
The matter that she had before the court, that is the judicial review. What you going on judicial review when the government withdrew the matter after, of course, the Privy Council decision that among others, the sitting Minister of Finance ought to have been investigated. So they withdrew the matter in the local courts, and she therefore had no case again because they confirmed that she should pursue judicial review of the decision that was made to investigate her, among other things with respect to that fiasco. In terms of lying, any impression that you would have gotten is because the governor of the central bank said that it was the Auditor General's department that said at a particular point in time that they were unable to review the accounts of the bank, and therefore they went outside of the Auditor General, outside of the Auditor General of Trinidad and Tobago in order to get an external auditor. However, there's a section of the law dealing with, of course, the Auditor General and the function of the Minister of Finance, who can, of course, ask the Auditor General to audit the books of the central bank. That is enshrined in law, and but that was not triggered. So one could conclude that the bank was allowed by in the face of that possibility and that option of the sitting Minister of Finance at the time. He allowed the bank to go ahead and act outside. In other words, he could have forced the Auditor General to go and deal with the accounts of the central bank, but he did not do it, and they preferred, of course, to go and get an external auditor, and that is where the confusion may have arisen.
Good morning to the Ground Report, Trinidad and Tobago, Lennox, Andy, Mickie K. Yeah, I heard a caller talking about Kadisha. I mean, I just want to say lots of love and respect going out to Kadisha. I'm from the Rio Claro area and saw her on the ground, like working with people, humble, energetic, and I'm telling you, man, love in the house, right? You. That is what MP should be, and I believe that all these other MPs should take a chapter from this one. You know, Kadisha, if you're listening, love in the house, man. Very, very, very good. Blessings going to the Ground Report and all the listeners and everything like that. You don't know already.
Oh boy, Lennox, Mickie K, a blessed and good morning to you.
Morning to you, my brother Andy Pitbull Williams. Morning to you, Lennox Smith, our technical director, and everyone locked on. Andy, that person, was that Vernon who sent that message?
Nah. The which message?
About licks in school or something like that, and
No.
UNC people being, somebody sent a message saying that
that foreigner. That come from a foreign number.
I was going to pick up on that, but Andy, Mickie, go ahead.
But I mean, really and truly, we'll say it again for the millionth time. Understand that. It became law. Corporal punishment became law. Understand that. For those who ain't catching on and still going around talking that nonsense and spreading that misinformation that the PNM like to talk, but come, let's stop the licks in the school and stop corporal punishment. First to begin, I don't know if all these people could come together and pool their money and give us money so we could help build schools. Because the IDB, in the contract, there's a clause that says you cannot access the funds to build schools if your country is part and parcel of having corporal punishment as its system. I repeat that. There's a clause in the contract with IDB and other international agencies that says that once your system entails corporal punishment, you cannot access funds. I don't know if you was closing your refrigerator door. I don't know if your weave was blocking your ears. I don't know if your sideburns have overgrown your ear, but try and understand that. So the people who making that nonsensical comment, go and do your research and then come again. It became law. It's not a matter of stopping it. It became law. Go ahead, Lennox.
Yes, indeed. And I was making the comment in my initial introductions this morning that I'm very elated of the level of discussion that has taken place around all of the subjects that we would have ventilated on this program. But of course, that person who introduced that, what I consider to be ignoramus statement, certainly is an exception to that rule now, because he does not know that it is an international obligation, a United Nations of international obligations, where all countries who have a sense of civility and democracy would have had to sign on to. Corporal punishment is considered to be cruel and evil, and that therefore it should be discontinued. And Trinidad and Tobago signed on, as well as most countries of the world. I say most because you will have exceptions, in certain areas. But certainly, that is where the problem lies. There are too many people who are unread and who are unresearched, and then they have the audacity and the temerity. And remember, I remember Port of Spain in that vein as well, where they will come and say everybody else stupid because you are dunderhead and this and that because this one did, and you are displaying a level of ignorance that, of course, is unfathomable. Come on, man. Now you learned something, but a man call back and apologize.
Wait, oh God, oh.
That's it. It's the ground report. You can't come with that nonsense. If you do your homework, if you do your research, we'll bring you up to par.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
we'll bring you up to par so you can understand. So all that nonsense, the PNM, it had one Pastor Foolish or Pastor Dunce was on the airwaves talking that unknowing, totally unknowing to the facts of the matter. Ignorance.
Yes, yes.
So go and do your research, go and do your homework and understand that all who talking ain't go put $1 to build a school, but trying to stop the funding from coming in.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's the criteria. That's the criteria. Go ahead, Andy.
Nice. And with that, and you made it so clear, real clear. You couldn't make it clearer, First you make it clear and we realize some people don't see Patricia. Now with how clear you make it, Patricia Reed say, Mikey, you should have get more licks in school. Yeah, so how we see you break it down there, they say you should have get more licks in school.
Yeah, get more licks in school. Of course. We expect. You must expect that from the woman with the key for the brothel. We expect. Spent all her life on her knees and it wasn't praying. Go ahead.
Gosh. Morning, caller. Caller, morning. Oh boy. Next caller, man. Next caller. Oh.
Yeah, who's on the outside?
Right. Go ahead, caller. Morning. Morning, caller. Go ahead, caller. Listen to your phone.
Morning.
Yes, we're calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Morning to the big good man. Morning to Mikey. Morning to Lennox. Hey, people in the country, I don't know how people. So, as I remember, I say, no, my body really there. I listen and laughing. Some people are ignorant and stupid. What is call on the radio for? That guy you call and talking about, Kamla sub even taking the sub licks in school. And next one there is sub and talk about Kamla, the other side back to hang people. Oh, people so ignorant and stupid in this country, but they don't read, they do nothing. Nobody never stop no hanging. The people pass a law, Pratt and Morgan. You do everything within 5 years. If you can't do that within 5 years, you can't hang nobody. So when they're talking about Kamla, the other side back to hang, the other side back to hang. When it's stupidness they're talking about, boy. I born in the wrong time, Now let me tell you something. Last night I listened to our program there, and I want to say congratulations to all the ministers, boy. The ministers, I see Annie Roberts and Philip Alexander and them in a place down up in Maracas Valley, a housing place, and they're trying their best to get everything working. But everybody, Kadisha, down with she big boots all in the mud. Then I think Julian John was in Tobago there with Fali and them. Everybody, and last night in all our rain, the Minister of Transport, I forget his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The Minister of Transport. He was down in PTSD 7 o'clock last night, watching to see how the people reaching home with all our rain, and if the buses running or they ain't running. But that is performance. This government really working. I'm watching all the ministers how they're performing. And I will big them up when the thing, and if they do stupidness, I will pull them down. But right now, everybody pulling the weight. So those are them stupid people, man. Let them mama guide themselves and talk. That's all they could do. But this government working, and that's what's important. I locked on this.
Thank you. Next caller, morning calling. We are calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Andy. Good morning to you, Mike. Good morning to you.
Your phone and something too good,
Morning, brother. Morning.
Your phone and something too good. Mike, you ever hear him clear, you're going to let him know or not. But go ahead.
Yes. Are you hearing me much clearer now?
Yeah, we hear
you.
Yes.
Supposed to be hearing me clearly.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Right. Good morning again to you, gentlemen. And I want to start out saying this. When I tell Oli that Nicolas Maduro try something. Over a week now, not 24 hours, over a week now, we waiting for that evidence to let us see who Trinidadian. We have to ask Nicholas Maduro. I want to tell them, send out this country children. Yeah? I want to tell them all who have a problem. Send out this country children and we will put you in for square. All sending information to the Venezuelans because they want Nicholas Maduro. I want to ask Nicholas Maduro, are you planning something to say that you are either going to pay somebody to say they're from Trinidad? Because over a week, you have no evidence to tell us and to show us that your whole Trinidadians. Because when the minister of defense, Winston, tell this country at our radar and our neighbors' radar and pick up nothing, it have no information. I want to tell Amy Brown, know your place. Know your place, Amy Brown. Know your place. And all of our ambassadors must come back home. Because we want the people who is on the Prime Minister agenda. We have the ambassadors who is going to carry out the Prime Minister agenda. You pack up and them say now they want to tell staff goodbye and keep a big celebration that they go in with champagne and wine. No. Pack a bag, don't care what time, in the night time, in the morning time, and let's leave our country. Dr. Roddy pick here and make here ambassador. We is going to appoint our own ambassador to a different country. Time for them to leave. Because the fact remains that there's no evidence. There's no evidence that Nicholas Maduro and the PNM team hold somebody from Trinidad and Tobago. Because this looking like a next email gate, you know. This looking like Dr. Rowdy draft up something for Nicholas Maduro, you know. That's how that looking at, you know. We stand with America. We support America. I want to tell Nicholas Maduro, no more days. No more days under the table. We can remember when our media was push out a carcass. Push out a carcass. Push out a disgrace. Over 6 million people. 6 million people leave your country in the last 9 years. And everybody running to go America, from Afghanistan to Iran. Everybody want to go America. And Trump saying, don't come. And they still want to go. Trump running them like and they still want to go. So when people want to come, to say that Kamala sung like a gangster on the TV, who fired the first shot? It was Nicolas Maduro and a team, a bunch of PNM. Them fired the first shot by going on the TV and telling the world and label our country as a terrorist country, and the leader defend our country. She defend our country from a terrorist man, from a drug dealer. That's what she defend our country from. So when you want to hear them and they want to talk, make sure let them know that Nicolas Maduro is he shed the first blood. And all the lady do is read the Act of Trinidad and Tobago. Do not come into our waters. Stay in our boundary. Today, the Minister of Defense of Venezuela, the President of Venezuela, saying no, all we was just saying this and we was saying that, and I find that the leader of Trinidad and Tobago was too harsh. No, so what we want you to do? Call you after you. We have an embassy in Caracas, right? If you have information, you want to call our embassy and let our embassy get on to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But you decide to shoot because why? You are rare guns and we are small guns, but we show you a small axe will cut down a big tree. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled one bit of this PNM rhetoric and this PNM Venezuelan thing, because that is disgrace. It's race. Because when you hear the Minister of Education go on the platform and say she had the information that PNM children was fighting all these 9 years, and she didn't do nothing about it. PNM children, she was saying, she said, Kamala is coming after PNM children. Kamala is going to lock up PNM children. She admit that it's PNM children is fighting all over Trinidad and Tobago. She admit it. She confirm it. She seal it. She deal with it. So when you hear them, you deal with them different. Because in the last 9 years, they deal with us different. It's so sad. As I close, it's so sad to see that we have people in this country still willing to support Dr. Rowley gender. When he posting, why you leave it alone now, boy? Why you leave this man alone? This man dead in the political cemetery. This man dead in the political cemetery. He trying to have a lifeline. I want to tell this school, this Bishop High School, who's going to engage, I think it's, but I want not mistake this school, going to engage Dr. Rowley. And Farley, where you doing around this man, boy? Farley, where you going and talk with this man for, boy? This man nothing, we stay on this man, boy. We leave this man alone now. So we focus on saving this country. We focus and letting the people know that hey,
who Farley talking to? Because we ain't on the same.
This week you Farley, Dr. Rowdy, the AG, and somebody else. They going on some school they went, some you know them high school, the big school they go and celebrate, and them 4 people will be on a panel to take question from a certain journalist. I think it is an international journalist. I'm sure. And it's going to discuss politics. There is men in leadership in politics, I think.
Okay.
Men in leadership in politics.
Okay. Thank you. Next caller, go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy, Mikey, Lennox. Good morning to everybody out there. Andy, first, let me tell that PNMite, right? When you want to come and spew your nonsense on the ground report, you better get facts. Because, you know, we here will correct you, right? This Chihuahua will correct you. Andy, I want to tell him, the banning of corporal punishment in school was done by the United Nations, the rights of a child. Maybe if you didn't know, you know now. UNC government had nothing to do with that, right? They had nothing to do with that. They were following instructions from the United Nations. They banned it. And if it was so good, and if it was helping, 27 years ago that took place. Manning, I think, came in twice, right? Rowley came in twice. Why didn't they put it back? If it was so good, why didn't they implement it? Put it back. Beat them. Beat the children. And the thing about it, it was applied so much to secondary school children, but mostly to primary school children. Are you seeing primary school children fighting the way those secondary school children are fighting? No. You see, you're talking because I say PNM education, right? You're not well informed, but you run somebody telling, look, go quick and call. Call and say this, call and say that. How many people had an opportunity? Hazel Manning had one. Esther Leja had an opportunity. Dolly and Morris had the opportunity. All of them had the opportunity to put it back. Why didn't they do it? Why didn't they do it? But because you see, they know they could have gotten in trouble. But you come here now to run your mouth that because they stopped that then, that is what caused the school fights. No, sir. It's because of the parents are not supervising their children properly. They want to be friends with their children, right? And that is what caused it. You want to tell me, Andy, let's face it. What those school children doing with so much of weave in their head? That when the fight starts, that's the first thing they see on the ground. What they doing with that? Dress as a school child. That's the first thing. You go to school, you dress as a school child.
And they're so smart, some of them playing on mask, some of them playing on mask to hide their face too. So that means they know what they're doing.
Yes. They know what they're doing, Andy. Now you want to tell me, Andy. Now I sent a voice note, but they didn't get a chance to make, so I'll say it now and then delete that voice note. Right? What the girl said, but this is based on what Ian Allen put out there, that the girl called her ugly on Facebook. Well, darling, I want to tell you you're ugly because what you did outside here, that was ugliness. You and your friends are ugly for what it is all they did that child. All they dragged her out of the school. And Andy, let me tell you something, I don't blame the parents alone, right? I blame a lot of the people that were around there. Look at the one that was in red. She taking her own time and walking and then standing up and watching them fighting on the ground. So many people were passing there, so many vehicles that you saw passing there. And you want to tell me it's only one gentleman, well, I had to say he stopped to come out and part fight. Look at how they had the child on the ground. And that should have been my child. That should have been my child, All hell with a break loose. I'm not waiting for proper justice, I will take monster justice. Look at how they had that child on the ground. And then it was a case of mistaken identity. In the first place, that's like the gunman and then when they go to shoot. It's a case of mistaken identity, they're shooting the wrong person. Why
so they be the wrong girl then?
Andy?
So they be the wrong girl? That girl not
yeah, they be the wrong girl.
Oh, good.
Yes. That makes it even worse, Andy. Or they changed all the clothes and only went to look for school fight. No, Andy, they have to deal with them. Andy, let me tell you something, I used to work on the Diamondville Industrial Estate. And every evening you would see these children when we sitting in the office there. You couldn't see them because we had big windows. Those school children from the Diego Martin Junior Secondary School, which was the worst secondary school in the country with the black and white uniform. That is why St. Francois girls had to change their black and white uniform. And the fights that was going on, and we talking about in the late 70s and all this kind of thing. That's when the school opened. And I had a friend teaching there, and she told me that the bad children cannot fill a classroom. But because the other children, the need for them to defend themselves, they walk with weapons. And since then, I have been agitated to take these children out, put them in a separate classroom, and let the army deal with them. It's not today I am saying that. I am saying this how many years ago, right? Take them out, teach them, because what they are lacking is discipline. Discipline. And some of the parents, I don't know what they're too busy doing to teach their children. Because you see, Andy, I would say it again, they want to be friends with their children. You cannot do that. You have to draw the line. You have to draw the line with them. Andy, long time people used to say, boys were harder to mind than girls. Not now. Not now. And when I see the behavior of some of these young girls and them, right? We saw a video where some of them went outside the lady door, the woman's house, and pelting bottle. They want to fight, telling her to come out and fight. And it's young schoolgirls. They were not in uniform, but you can see them that they are young girls. And it's about time, Andy. Now, some of the parents, I like what the police officer Shabune said yesterday. They show you one face home, and when they go out, it's a different face. Right? Some of the parents, Andy, in my opinion, this is my opinion, once you make a report in the station that your child is behaving bad and you cannot handle them, they're not supposed to charge them. Let them do with those children what they want. And it's a waste of time sending them to the St. Jude's home because they're running away. They're running away from there. Right? And it's about time that something proper is put into place to deal with these delinquent school children. And Dolly had an opportunity for 10 years. She and Garcia had an opportunity for 10 years to do something about it, and they didn't do it. And now, when this government come in here now, Penny, weak belly Penny, see no evil, fear no evil, speak no evil Penny, want to come and ask Kamala, what are her policies in dealing with these school children? But you see what I want to tell Penny here this morning, I have to have respect. Not for her, but for the viewers and the listeners out there. And Andy, before I go, let me tell you something. You see that word that lady used? That's a nasty cuss word, right? And she should have been more respectful. Never mind, some people would know, but I think the majority of people know the meaning of that word now. And that was nice at all. Andy, Ole, thanks a lot for listening to me and have a good one. Later.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
No, but it's correct. I mean, and before I even touch on that, going back to what Kingsley was saying, is so correct with this whole geopolitical issue that has come up between Trinidad and Venezuela. When you have Amy Brown talking about if the government needs his assistance, what assistance? I mean, you were there for the Brent Thomas issue. We know your track record. You were there for the Brent Thomas issue. Why you didn't fix that? Why you didn't fix the fact that right here on the ground report, we came out and told the nation that there's a junior staff member out there in the U.S. mission who was getting private parking, which is taxpayers' money. That was under your watch. Why you didn't try to fix that? Another thing, nobody seems to be able to find the TNT ambassador to the United States. They say he's here, he's not well, he's sick. Then listen, Amy Brown, if you still want to have a job to do, Amy Brown, reach out to the people in the U.S. mission and find out, did they send the correspondence that was sent by Sean Sobers, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Foreign Affairs Ministry, did they send that to the United Nations Register? Did you send it to the United Nations Registry? Because they need to know that this man is no longer the ambassador for TNT to the United States. They need to know. Why you didn't look into that, Amy Brown? How come all of a sudden you so good and you so efficient? You didn't help with Brent Thomas. You didn't go after the junior player, the junior person in the U.S. mission that was parking her car. We don't know if it was something between the sheets. The same junior person who told someone who was leaving the UK to go to that US mission to work, said, nah, I don't know. We don't know where that person get all that rank from. But tell the person, nah, you go Trinidad. That was under your watch. How come all of a sudden you have advice for Kamala Prasad-Bissessar? But when in fact, when you was there, you made a mess. You made a total mess of the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Yes, Permanent Secretary Toussaint is no longer there, but she has questions to answer. Ms. Toussaint has questions to answer because the minute we spoke about it on the ground report, it became something like, hey, move the car. Move the car what? You're still owing taxpayers. That car was parked there for a long time. And that junior person had no business having private parking in New York. That's taxpayers' money. Emery, why you didn't look into that? And when we listen to what, of course, Ms. Santa Cruz just said, how come Dolly want to use what's happening in the schools to politicize, to get some political mileage? You politicizing what's going on in the schools? You were there. You didn't deal with it. When your boss, the former prime minister, said 2,000 plus fell through the cracks, you look at that, it was just collateral damage that they gone. So where do you think they end up? Where do you think they end up? In Harvard, in Cambridge? Where do you think they end up? How many of them that fell through the cracks ended up choked out in a pool of blood on the ground? How many of them end up in Raymond Yard? How many of them end up trying to see if they can make ends meet on the streets selling water or perhaps selling themselves? How many of them? You didn't look into that? But now all of a sudden you're an expert and you want to give advice. Where are you finding your voice from? Where these voices coming from all of a sudden? Man, dismiss me that nonsense, eh? And who we have on the outside?
Morning, caller.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, and Trinidad and Tobago, and where this broadcast will be heard to all foreigners. Uncle Mickie, I would like to add one thing to your conversation. Every Bronx should add what about the visa applicants to go to to the United Kingdom.
UK.
Every Bronx didn't
Exactly.
know how to patch up that. Huh? So every Bronx, that was one of the first diplomatic talks they're supposed to have and a diplomacy to find out why and how we should solve that problem. But you see, Uncle Mickie, when your guys all talk on this program that the PNM aligned themselves with criminals, they say that is a harsh statement to make. So the evidence is coming out today And you're seeing and you're hearing the PNM where they align themselves with criminal activities and criminal. Because Penny going to defend the criminal to have the right to invade your house, and you have no laws to defend yourself. So you see, there is a part at the PNM, and that's what the PNM stands for. So the evidence is there now. So I want to know if Penny is going to test the water to see how much support she have to call a protest. That is all it's about. So Penny, while you're going around the Red House to stand your ground legislation, and all they don't know what it is about yet, find out first on how it will be curtailed and what will be the rules. Just as the child will be charged for fighting and violence, see how it will categorize and how it will be charged before the talk now, right? But what I could talk about the meantime is in there as the finance minister that he sell out state asset and all the borrowing he borrow to run this country for the last 10 years. And he's saying, right, where is the money of $1 trillion in borrowing and expenditure? Where did all the spend it? Give that account now. Then we know where it's reflecting. Because we see now that this economy is so badly gone. It's just like the PNM supporters. It had nothing to get. Eh? So all they talk about that's the question all they have to be answering. Faris, when you had put up a hotline, that is the hotline for who? The contractors in the rural development, well, all the contractors who you had hired and given contract, so that if they didn't get paid and they get fired, they could call you. Eh? So here what's going on. The PNM narrative and Rowley and Stuart Young, the trade between Trinidad and Venezuela, I would like Maduro to stop doing trade with us. Yeah, no problem. What a big deal. Because you know why? It's Rowley and Stuart Young and Shell going for the dragon gas. And that's the only deal. And they will defend it. And they want to disrupt this government. I stand ready. And I would like to ask Benjamin, do you know the law? Right? The commissioner, acting commissioner. Why it is your officers are not asking the Venezuelans for the papers? It is a law that they could stop and search Trinidadians, right? And if you can ask the Venezuelans by law, where your documents? Nah, boy, all they come now, stop serving the PNM. This is Trinidad and Tobago. And Andy, I will ask the callers and supporters of the United National Congress and our esteemed political leader that we lobby to get the Children's Hospital renamed the Kamla Prasad Bisesa SC Children's Hospital. And all of us come together and rally for that. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Caller, morning caller. Where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Calling from... Gentlemen, let me give you a little brief update on what's taking place with the weather pattern right now, because you see from Charlieville heading up to like St. Augustine area and thing, lots of rain. And coming around in the back by the Caroni Bridge there, cremation site, to go through the back roads to come out like in St. Augustine there, flood already across the roadway. So you have to be careful. The Caroni River already over its bank and more rain coming, so it might be a little critical for people to where they're journeying. A lot of traffic on the highway northbound, way past Freeport, heading straight up the road. So who looking to
Wait,
out,
on the northbound lane heading to Tongue.
Yeah, traffic from all the way from Presal heading up the road. It's flowing by like 10 kilometers per hour and all this kind of thing.
Wow.
But that traffic backing up from the Caroni Bridge because everybody's slowing down to watch the water, how it overflowing the banks and thing. Plus rain coming right now and it have flooding on crossing the road in the back all in Warren and thing there. So who looking to venture out, heading up to the airport area and thing could take those things into consideration.
So all those back roads there, the Majas Road and all those back roads there, flood out.
Well, I venture down to the Madras.
All Chin and all them road there.
Yeah, but you see, where the people are selling crab and thing by the bridge in Caroni there.
Yeah.
And you're heading to let me say you're coming back to the highway, you know the road on the right hand side of your stake there, where the people sell all the bhaji and thing, that done flood out already.
Oh.
And rain coming more, so up on that side. So that could be a concern for people who know, because down south side here, like let me say after you pass Freeport, it has sunshine and the rain and falling. So you might leave home thinking that thing nice up on that side, and you might get yourself in some problem.
So up south there, it had rain then?
No. Right now we have no rain down on this side because I back down on the area on this side. But earlier this morning around 7:30, 8 and thing, I was up in St. Augustine area and thing, that area. So plenty of rain, flooding, and people have to be careful with that. But the traffic jam terrible right now, heading up from Freeport all the way up to going to Port of Spain. So,
but Barrackport, thank you for that weather and traffic report. You're working. Thank you so much for that. Keep up the good work. Please give us another one before we close off at 10 o'clock. So I know you're out and about doing your thing. Anybody ask you anything, tell them you're doing it for the ground report. If the police stop you, don't study that. You're doing it for the ground report. So you just heard it, folks. The weather report and, of course, traffic report from our very own Barrackport.
And that's not a Robin Maharaj report. That's real thing. You know, Robin Maharaj would tell all you, hey, you'll pull out all your umbrella, and then he will say, rain in their mother, so and so, that kind of thing. So these are good report. Gentlemen, let me just make one comment on this issue with Venezuela and thing. And it's like people living, but ahead, I know where it really is. All over the world presently have conflict taking place between countries and neighbors and all these kind of things. And when you look at who are the people who is winning or who better off in these conflicts are the people who support or is being backed by the United States of America. Look what is going on in Palestine and Gaza and all these kind of things with Israel. This conflict taking place in the heart of the Muslim world, where a little Muslim country is getting bombarded, slaughtered. And none of these countries then invading or making a move to say, hey, let me go and help this, we neighbors, we fellow men, against Israel. All because they know that America is backing Israel. And if anybody make one stupid move there, they will get flattened down. So they are dotish. We have a situation we're escalating here. Well, a little small situation. I wouldn't even say that's anything. That's just like you and your wife get vexed in the morning and all you're back to normal. Have a little situation. Everybody now talking as a dotishness. That, Kamala shouldn't say this. And then Kamala say everything that she's supposed to say. And she say the right way. Because let me tell you something. Anytime you let dotish people like Maduro and thing feel that they have an upper hand and they could do and say what they want, they will take advantage of you. Put it out in the domain one time and let them know that, hey, we support and abide by conditions of United States of America, and that's where we are. If all they want to come and invade, come and invade. And let me see what would be the repercussions after that. And they wouldn't do it. And then you have to ask yourself, who you would prefer in a situation like this to be the one that leading the country, Rowley or Kamala Persad-Bissessar? You have a man now will lose all his testicular fortitude and it's a waste of time, a failure. That as soon as one little issue come up, he done ready to say surrender now. Don't say not, no, Venezuela come now, Maduro come, take all you want. And look, you have a woman now. We have everything to lose. Stand up and say, hey, take your time, Mr. Man. Not here. You don't hear Kamala have 5 houses in Carolina and United States and banking account anyway. So every single thing that she have it right here and stand to lose. And she stand up as a 70-something-year-old lady representing a country. And then you have this dotish, bald-head idiot. As soon as something happens, ready to give up with sovereignty. Who will you choose to be the leader? Have a good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the holiday. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Yes, the Prime Minister in her wisdom has made it clear so international media outlets across the world can know that this is not something that is going to be condoned. They know that for a fact. Kamala ain't just staying quiet and taking that. And then how come all of a sudden change of government, there's all these allegations? When them fellas was there was no problem about somebody going into Venezuela and what have you. What are you trying to do? You're trying to make an assessment. You're trying to see how best you could, look and see how you could evaluate how Miss Possessor is going to do whatever she has to do to defend this country. That's all it is. This is a test. This is a test, but I'll tell you right now, you're testing the wrong person. She's made it quite clear, and she's not afraid. She said it on the campaign trail. She said that there are things that I don't run away from. She made it clear, I'm not going to run it. She said, don't take my kindness for weakness. Not because you may think that I look frail or I look old, but I am not a fool, and I am not a coward. And she said that. She made it crystal clear. Yeah, all of a sudden, there's a problem with this, a problem. Why? Because what, you can't do business? You realize that this government is not going to condone your nonsense. They don't want to get in bed with a narco trafficker. And who don't like it, go to Venezuela and live. I have a partner every day, like he obsessed with that. I tell him, go in the bank and deposit it. Tell all the utility companies you want to pay your bills with that. If you love Maduro so much, you go. You don't like how the West is be bullying people. Well, you go Venezuela and stand up against the West. But we have a country to run. Andy, who on the outside?
Nice. Oh, boy. Morning, caller.
Good morning to the ground report. The greatest men and them the three magnificent men. Yeah, this morning I come to one conclusion. I was listening to all stations, including the Observer, including Lennox station, the corridor, and whatnot and thing. But I see the ground report. I could say this is one of the greatest stations in the world because I don't listen to stations all overseas and all too, Fox News and all too. And the kind of thing I learning from this station, with people calling in and men like Barapo and Miss Santa Cruz and Takarika, Tobago and whatnot, there's a lot of greatness in this station. So I bring up all you because all you really on the issues. Mickie K and Lennox and thing all really boss boy. But I just want to say two things this morning concerning the PNM and the police. And what I realized, the PNM had lost an election not only on the 28th, they had lost that election, local election, since in when they keep it is 23, when they said they was going on local government reform. Although that they end up 7-7, there's a lot of areas that the UNC make inroads and get extra seats, including San Fernando East, where Ali Bukos won. Right, so I will say the PM actually lost that election because they had a decrease than an increase. Doesn't matter, end up 7-7 with the Butchesses, right? The other thing now, the PM lost a big election in Tobago, 14-1, right? That is something hit them real hard. And then to come and lost that to Tobago seat, the PM lost massively. And then to come and lost this election in Trinidad, 26-13, I have to say, in Trinidad, because they been win nothing in Tobago. So that is a tremendous loss. And if you go and you look back, history will tell you that the PNM has never ever lost election like that in Trinidad and Tobago. And this haunting them, that they know what to do, how to come out of that, and to know what they did before election, like they go to the base then for like the CPEC contractors where they give contract and to try to get men on the ground working for them, and they lose all the managers, all them seats. It's only the people in Diego Martin and Lavante just don't want to change. They may understanding what really going on, but so it is. Now I'm going to say something about the police. Listening to what the police is doing and what's on the ground. The police have a mantra is to protect and serve. But is the police doing that? For instance, is roadblock, license officers, is ticket, that is system. But And then they go tell drivers now to drive safely on the road because the weather bad. But what the police doing to help drivers with this bad weather? Where the visibility is, the police not there. Is the police just only have to be in the police station, or they supposed to be where the people is outside, like on the road, in supermarket, in the bank, wherever people is? Because you just have a safe carnival because the police will be outside there mingling amongst the people, and people doesn't do wrong things. Even them school fight, where's the police? The police can't be just going to work and staying in the station. Yeah, you have administration thing to do in the station, but the police have to be outside because that's the only way you could protect and serve. You can't be only reactive. You're supposed to be on the highways. Because if you're going on the service highway now, and you see a police car in front of you where he making around 80 kilometers, you hardly want to pass the boy. Then you might watch the speedometer and say, hey, he ain't making 100. And so you might pass him. But you ain't want to go over 100 because the police car right behind you. If police park up on the northbound lane, on the southern lane, going to Port of Spain lane, or on the San Fernando Highway, Butler Highway, or on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway, on the eastbound or the westbound, and they even park up there, if it's about 10 different areas on each side, you feel people go be speeding? With the police visible? The police not doing the work. The police have to come out of the station and be on the road where the public is, because you is not to just charge people with roadblock. License authority officers and whatnot. You is to protect and serve. How you gonna protect and serve if you only have a roadblock to only charge people? Like protecting and serving? Serve the people by coming out and stopping crime, because you're outside there. Because when you see police, you don't want to think no crime, boy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to talk too long, brothers, but this is what I have to say.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Thank you very much. Next caller, man. Oh boy. Hello, morning caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Hey, morning and morning. I just want to talk about this earlier today, but facts and data released to all media houses with some of the words that should be used on radio and on television. Now, I don't think YouTube and thing is so much of a problem, but whenever you want to stream on Gaia, so that way, you remember you saying about the Jamaican woman this morning when she was using those words? That was one of the words that was on the list that they could get banned for or get letters, whoever it was get that. That was one of the words. There's a whole list of words. You know, a long time when you used to call Mr. Rowley King, that is one of the words as well. On the
but thanks for bringing that. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you very much.
Again, folks, we do have a responsibility, and we made that quite clear time and time again. We will be playing the disclaimer again. Please watch your language. It's very important. Watch your language, and we have a right to cut you off when, in fact, that we realize that you're going down a road that can jeopardize everything. Again, we need to be responsible. You can express yourself, but of course there are boundaries. Like anything else, there are boundaries, and one must be respectful and take in consideration that we are streaming on one of the main channels. So again, it will not be condoned here.
Nice.
Andy, Krishna here, boy. Mickie, good morning. Lennox, good morning. Just a cruise on the calling, boy. Can't get in. I shown you. Talk about the whole program, boy, Andy, boy. Here, what I say, Andy? Parkpo, Tunapuna, Santa Cruz, Woodbrook. Should go in Parliament, be a senator or something, and sit down, talk whole day, boy. Because Andy, I've been truthful, you know. We can't get you when we calling him, boy. Parkpo, call him 3-4 times and they can long. Don't talk about Parkpo. Don't talk about Santa Cruz. Don't talk about Tunapuna. That's why I tell him not giving up on it right now. Failure, boy, Andy, boy. Speculate about failure. Doctor.
I really understand what our contribution was, Krishna. If you get a chance to talk, then talk. And if you can't, send a voice note. If there's an issue that you want to raise or add your contribution to a topic that we're speaking about, do that. But to actually take time out and make that kind of nonsensical voice note to send to say what? To prove what? To prove what? Because it was played. So you had an opportunity, so you waste the opportunity. I mean, we only have so many lines, and yes, it is a popular program. It's the #1 program in the morning. There are people calling from even outside, regionally, and those internationally. So we try to accommodate everyone. So please bear with us. But to talk about who calling 3 times and 4 times, and I'm sure they probably calling different numbers. So you do the same. Rather than sit down there and just cry, cry, cry. Listen, if you ain't called, it's not a matter of oxygen. Nobody's going to come and kick down our doors with the ambulance and say, Andy, Mikey, and Lennox, they have respiratory problems. Why? Because Krishna didn't call. You're not a matter of oxygen. We understand that it's a very hectic time. People are trying to get in there to say they're tupi. But at the same time, my friend, consider the fact that there are different numbers and we are trying our best. If you don't understand that, go listen to Ernie and Bert on the next station. We have been through a lot. And I don't think if you decide to not call us that we go end here. The ground report is strong. So we shall continue. Go ahead, Andy.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
A pleasant good morning, Andy. Ann Brown here. Mr. Lennox, Mickie K, Director, our Gael family.
Good morning. Good morning, Ms. Brown.
Good morning, Mickie K. And all on the live stream. Pleasant good morning to our Honorable Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, SC, and our hard-working MPs. Great job. Let me say that our Prime Minister is a brilliant attorney, and she knows what she has to do about our non-compliant central bank governor. Next, I would like to say a pleasant good morning also to Mother Bernie. Help is coming for Tobago. And lastly, I want to give a big shout out to our chairman, Ryan Rampersad, from the Tabaki Talparo Regional Corporation. This morning, he's busy coordinating with the Army, getting trucks to take our children to do their exams this morning in the Brazil Memorial Talparo and surrounding areas. Great job. That is performance. Thank you, Chairman Ryan Rampersad. We want to live better and have a blessed day, gentlemen.
All right. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Nice.
All of our regional corporations are on high alert. In the Penal Debe region, you have had flooding in the Penal Rock Road, the Rochard Road, Clark Road area. In the Shoguanas Borough, the disaster management unit is on the field distributing sandbags. They confirmed that they had street flooding at Akbar Street, in Charleville, Bino Street, Enterprise Connector Road, Felicity, in the Endeavour area. So they are also responding. This would have been around 9 p.m. You also had in the Couva region, Lebank Road or Fletcher Road, parts of Caparo Valley, the Brasso Road, the Caroni South Bank Road near Harku Road, the Southern Main Road near St. Mary's Junction. Many of those areas were cut off at the time, and that would have been around 9:30 p.m. So potential for areas along the Mount Moriah Road off Ragunanan Road, where some homes have been impacted by flooding. With the increase into the riverine alert being at orange level, we have also had reports in the South Orokush and Caparo Valley of those waters continuing to rise. In the Tunapuna region,
in the Arima Old Road, the vicinity of Arima Old Road, that Aruka River has overflown its banks, and you have a lot of riverine flooding on the roadway. In the Piako area, in Oropon Gardens, Factory Road, and near to the Caroni River, you have quite a lot of street flooding and water going into people's homes. So we are still assessing in various regions. In the Sandy Grande region, we had some reports of flooding in Foster Road as well as in Manzanilla, and those fall in the Sandy Grande region. So we are responding. We are also assessing and particularly dealing with areas where water would have entered people's households. The Met Office raised our riverine alert
It's
from
in
a
order.
yellow level to orange level.
And
It has
some
been
stuff
quite
that
some
was sent
time since
out
we have had this.
to the general public.
It's in
I
order?
don't know if you have it.
You sent it in order, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Right. It is from the order you sent it from first to second to coming down.
Level of riverine flooding, and it seems to be concentrated in the Caroni River Basin. So Caroni, in the vicinity of Caroni Village, Bamboo Settlement, and then further east in Manuel Congo, in the St. Helena El Carmen areas, in the Piako area, in Oropon Gardens, Piako Factory Road, and so on. You have quite a lot of riverine flooding. So we are monitoring the situation, of course, but in some cases we have water going into people's homes. We have teams outside with sandbags, so we are urging people in those areas where the Met Office has advised high levels to be cautious, evacuate their home if necessary, but put your sandbags, use your sandbags to secure your homes. We will continue to stay alert and stay posted so you will know what to do next. In secondary schools, they have CXC and CSEC exams going on at the Form 5 and Form 6 levels. It is our intention to try as far as possible to not disrupt those exams. In fact, we have gone so far as to make requests for 2 Trinidad and Tobago Regiment troop carriers to be sent to the Penal Debe region early tomorrow morning to facilitate the transport of Form 6 students who are writing the CAPE exams from known flood localities so that they will reach to their exam centers and back to, if in the event that the roads are impassable. As far as possible, the disaster management has been instructed to, if and only where necessary, to use schools, preferably primary schools and not secondary schools, because secondary schools are in the exam period. So, for instance, there are some areas where the community centers are within the flood-prone areas, and therefore they have requested that we prepare other venues such as schools. So I have taken the decision to not utilize any secondary school at all so that we will not disrupt exams. I want to urge parents who have children who are doing exams to let us know if you need additional support to cross floodwaters. We will do whatever it takes to ensure that our children get the opportunity to write their exams. I spoke to the Minister of Education. Because we have exams going on for Form 5 and Form 6 students, we don't want any student who is writing CSEC and CXA exams to be disrupted at all. So we have put systems in place from our disaster management units. We have 3 dinghies and trucks in the Penal Debe region to ensure that all students get to school even if the water levels are high.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time check. It's 9:46. So that was an update of what's going on there by the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government. Let me take some calls by the time. Let me take some calls. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Morning caller. Caller, morning.
Morning. Andy, Mikey K gone or he's still there?
He might be getting a little thing, but he's wrong. He's wrong.
Well, I wanted to ask him a question. But when he come, ask him that for me. The capital punishment for school children, right? It only become law through United Nations and the people are the.
Hello? Oh boy. Go ahead, next caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Hi man, good morning. I met you once already when it came Grandy. What I wanted to find out is what already going on with the lighthouse up in Toko. Why it is after so many years it's still not open up to the public? I just would like if somebody could investigate that. Hello?
Oh.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we are in here. You said the lighthouse in Toko. You want somebody to investigate that?
Well, I want to know why it is the lighthouse in Toko lock up to the public after so many years.
Well, we will get the answer to that maybe in the next month from now. But the answer to that is the PNM, how they lock off is 10 years and so we don't know. So we're trying to find out right now why.
And exactly, and to my recollection, and that lighthouse was supposed to be renamed to Keyshawn Walcott lighthouse. How come it's still Galera? Never changed it in. Hello?
We also here in lack of maintenance now.
Yeah, the one I say white name was never changed when it was changed to Keyshawn Walcott.
Oh.
And the lighthouse is still named Galera. Already did the work, it's still named Galera lighthouse. And it was changed to Keyshawn Walcott lighthouse when he had won the medal 2 years ago.
Oh. Again, lack of maintenance, the PNM just ignored it for years. Simple. They ignored it for a very, very long time.
Well, I hope all the check into it and let it open back to the public now.
Yeah. No problem, partner.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Morning, caller.
Andy.
Whoa, Bolt. Morning to you.
Andy.
Yeah, Bolt.
You listen something? Them two white pigeon that penny and the Obeah man way,
What went into Tobago and Lego. That was against some of the rain, boy. Andy.
The two who now from top. Go ahead.
Andy.
Yeah, Bolt, I hear you.
You know something? Them two white pigeon and the Wobia man, that Penny went into Tobago with and Lego. That was against some of the rain, boy.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next caller, morning. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mickie K. What it is with Penny and Faris? Huh? I just say Penny went to look for Obia. So she does Obia business too. You know? She does Obia business too. Like Faris in the Obia business too. Or the whole of the PNM in Obia business. You know? And could you tell me if you have any ideas of what is going on with Imbut and the $3.4 billion?
Oh, well, the Auditor General.
Been locked up already.
Well, the government will be looking through and all of that. I think soon, very soon, they'll be having a debate on the accounts of the country.
Because they should be locked up already. You know?
Andy, good morning again. And listen to Khadija, I mean, that is what you call performance. Here, man, top of the look. If anybody do this stupid blind and dumb Cassie and here and know what's going on to see this government working to the net. Look at what they're doing for the head children in the education. You think if PNM was there, they would have done that? I wait for that. You hear everybody drowning in the flood. Wait for that.
Good morning, Andy, Mickie, Lennox Smith. This is Juice. I want to commend the PTSC workers yesterday evening where they out of fire from the bus. Right, I was around 3 o'clock yesterday evening. Bus catch a fire and they came out and they handled the situation for themselves. All right, so that is that. And as for Maduro, he could haul. Take care.
Morning, Andy, Mickie, Lennox, and to everybody out here. Krishna, that is what you wasted a call to say you can't get in. That what you was calling to say? You think I was getting it? Maybe if I didn't delete my voice note, Andy would have played in here how long I'm calling and I was sending voice notes instead. And that's what you wasted a call to say we should. But here what? If we get a job in Parliament or the Senate, we will make meaningful contributions unlike you. Unlike you have people yawning out here this morning. We make meaningful contributions. Try one now. Try one instead of getting on like a drama queen and so rowdy. You calling to say you can't get in, that we taking long. Too bad. We have something to say. We're very well going to say it. And they are meaningful contributions. Boo.
Morning, I call him with a snide remark. A passing snide remark about corporal punishment. And, you know, these myths continue to persist. That corporal punishment thing was about an international treaty. Remember, so when you're a country, right? Just like laws govern inside the country, treaties govern the global state, if you want to call it that. And to fit in, for Trinidad to be able to have representation and to have certain privileges on the international scene, you have to sign on to these treaties, right? And the stipulations would be in there, and one of them was regarding corporal punishment. And at the time we did it, and it was a very necessary move. You cannot live as an island, although we're an island, right? So this thing wasn't about Kamla or UNC thing. And in my humble opinion, corporal punishment isn't any super weapon that would stop. You have to understand the bigger cultural picture. Trinidad and Tobago also started to, you could call it, import a lot of gang culture and a lot of other things at the time that almost certainly had a bigger impact on the crime situation rather than people not beating the trend. Right? So this myth, it keeps persisting. But the reality is, it was about signing on to necessary global treaties which has stipulations that had to stop corporal punishment. Okay? And regardless of who was in office at the time, they would have done it.
Good morning, gentlemen. Pleasant day, although it's rainy. Is that the same Kingsley who went on camera somewhere in Woodford Square before the election and talking Kamla Bissessa bad and Chun win tune up on a seat on a dotishness? Everything that man say, take it with not a pinch of salt, a truckload of salt, according to Lennox Smith. That man is a traitor and talking now about the PNM. He didn't want anti-Kamla to win at all. I watch him on Facebook too, and the nasty things he say about he's a snake and a deceitful man. It's good to hear people's opinions. Let them talk, but we know he kind of rat he is. He's not for betterment of this country. I watch him on TV in that documentary he's doing, and nasty thing he's talking about the UNC. Look at him now. Yeah? Because the PNM people lost and he wanted to come and side with Kamla. They couldn't have no testicular fortitude in him. No balls. Sorry to say that. He's not a footballer. He had no balls. Gentlemen, have a nice year and God bless you.
Congratulations, Andy. You have one sycophant PNM calling here, right? Apparently, he can't train a teacher at home. He needs somebody else to do it for him in his school. But if a teacher they interfere with the children and they're running in school with cutlass and all kind of thing to beat up the teacher, you never know how much teachers, life or principal life gets paid because of this, Yeah, because they run up in the people and school to be with them and beat them and kill them too. It's that wicked. That's how they deal with things.
Andy morning, Lennox. Lennox, hear us now. Concerning this governor, the bank governor, he cannot be removed for not obeying Kamla, who is the prime minister of the country. When you say he's not giving her no information, that is like you're not obeying your supervisor, your boss. He can't be pulled up for that for whatever reason. When he's saying he's not giving her the information, you disobeying your boss because she is not his boss also, or the Minister of Finance. Find out that from Lennox, please. Thank you.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time check. It's exactly 1 minute to the hour of 10 o'clock. When you're listening to the Growing Report and viewing the Growing Report, you're shooting the Pitbull of Radio, Lennox Smith, Michael Kirk. So Trinidad and Tobago, you all could have choose anyway to lock on, and you all choose Guile, Trinidad and Tobago, Guile, Caribbean. You all choose to lock on to the Ground Report program. On behalf of the Ground Report team, don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith. On behalf of the Ground Report team, I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. We look forward to you all locking on to us tomorrow, please God. Same time, same place, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the social media platform and on Guile, Trinidad and Tobago, Guile, Caribbean. Until tomorrow morning, please God, we are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.